the sunshine floods a portion of the infield, and at the microphone for the play-by-play, here's Ernie Harwell.
Thank you, Paul. Here we go now. 262 batter LaFleur, and he leads it off by taking a strike call from the left-hander Garvin. Garvin, Jerry Garvin on the mound. Outfield is straight up on Ron, and the infield is up a step or so here on the artificial turf. He swings, and there's a loop at the right field. It's dropping in for a base hit. Fielded there by Tommy Hutton, and LaFleur leads off the game with a single to right. The Tigers get that first man on. That'll bring up Steve Kemp. Steve hitting .294 in 62 games, 4 home runs, and 23 runs batted in. Left-hand batter against the left-hand pitcher. Rusty Staub waiting on deck. Tigers trying to pull out of their losing streak. It has now reached 7 straight. That ties their longest skid of the season. Kemp continues to lead the league in walks at 56. He's second in on-base percentage, counting walks and base hits. Second to Rod Carew. Mayberry holding on the bag with LaFleur over there at first base. Garvin checks his time with Alan Ashby as catcher, goes into the set position and flips one over to first, and LaFleur back in time. Garvin with a very fine move to first base. He picked 22 runners off last year. Now the set by the left-hander. Kicks and deals. Here's a bunt towards third. It'll roll foul. Freddie Hetfield grabs it. In the infield is Powell at third, Gomez at shortstop, McKay at second, Mayberry at first for the Blue Jays. Upshaw is in left, Baylor in center field, Hutton in right, Ashby the catcher, and Garvin on the mound. Garvin, a native of Oakland, California, makes his home now in Utah. Magna, Utah is his hometown. Now takes his set position again and flips one over to first. LaFleur is back standing up. The game has just started. LaFleur led off with a single. That's where we are right now. Howell still even with the bag at third base. And the pitch on the way. Cut on a bounding ball hit towards second base. Slowly, McKay charges. Trips it over to first. Kemp is out, and on to second goes LaFleur. A little slow hopper. Did the same thing as a sacrifice bunt, but it will not be scored that way. Here's Rusty Staub, the designated batter. Rusty batting .276. He's been about 250 times. 9 home runs and 46 runs batted in. He's second in RBIs in the league. It is a strike called. Al Clark goes up with the right hand. Actually goes out to talk with Garland for a moment. To talk with Joe Coleman back at the Hotel Dorado. Joe told us that he has a new job. He is the assistant baseball coach now at the University of Washington. He will work there during the off-season, continue his baseball career, and then when he retires from baseball, he will probably have a full-time job as a coach of baseball at the University of Washington. He's making his home in Seattle now, from now on. Here's the set by Garvin. The pitch to Staub is a very wide one, and the count is even 1-1. No score first inning. Man on second base. That's LaFleur. Single and with the second on the bounce out. Staub trying to deliver him home, and Jason Thompson will be the next Detroit batter. Garvin to the set position. Now kicks and deals. Here's a swing and a miss on a sidearm hook. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Rusty Staub. Garvin throws the curveball and also the forkball as well as his fastball.
Starting time of tonight's game was 7:37. The temperature at game time.
Now the stretch.
25 degrees Celsius.
And the
77 degrees.
bluff to second base. LaFleur gets back.
Facility, 13 kilometers or 8 miles per hour.
1-2 the count on Rusty Staub. Now the set by Garvin, the left-hander ready. He pitches. It is a ball wide, not chasing the breaking pitch. 2-2. Get all that weather report there, Mr. Carey?
Not all of it, but it's 77 degrees at game time, 25 Celsius, and the wind out of the southeast at 8 miles an hour. Which is out of right field, I guess.
Yeah. Here's the pitch. He swings at the bounding ball deep to second. McKay has this one on an easy hop. Throw to Mayberry, gets Staub, and up another base goes Ron LaFleur. He's on the third. On a single and 2 bounce outs to McKay. So that leaves it up to Thompson to try to get that man home. Jason hitting .293. He has 16 home runs and 40 runs batted in. He's got a 4-game hitting streak on the line, tied for second in homers. Outfield bends around to right and deep. The distance is here, 330 down each line, 400 to straightaway center field. It's a pretty good home run hitter's ballpark. In the power alleys, it measures 375. He takes the strike call. Strike one, the count on Jason Thompson. Tigers have lost all 5 of their games on this trip. 0-2 at Kansas City, 0-3 at Minnesota. Now they've got 2 left here. This is the first one. He takes a fastball in for a strike. Strike 2. He got that one in above the knees on Jason. Garvin has worked in both the Toronto victories over the Tigers this year. Now Stetson pitches. It's a bounding ball up the middle, and it is a base hit with LaFleur coming home. Gomez went over on the right field side of second. The shortstop had almost had a shot at that ball, but it bounded past him. And the Tigers jump in front 1-0 in the opening inning. On the 2-out single by Jason Thompson. LaFleur scoring, and Rodriguez will be the batter now with a man at first, 2 down. 1-0 Detroit. Aurelio stepping in, the outfield bending around to left on him. He's hitting .301 for the year. Garvin kicks and deals. It is a ball high, ball 1. A man at first, 1-0 Detroit. Here it comes. He swings and doesn't get it. That was a fastball around the knees. Now the Tigers scoring on a couple of singles with 2 bounce outs in between. Still a lot of daylight left here. The half the infield is in the sunshine. It's a ball in too close. 2-1 on Rodriguez.
And all the people down the first base line, it looks like they're all saluting, but what they're doing is shielding their eyes from the sunshine.
Now that sun is coming right out of left field and into the home plate area. Here's the pitch now to Rodriguez. He takes the ball over but low, 3-1. Most Major League ballparks, the sun will shine back at third base and into right field this time of night. This time of day, or whatever it is over here. But not in this one. It comes in from left field toward the plate. There's a swing and a fly ball lifted to right. Hutton is there waiting, backs up, takes the catch, and the Tigers are out, but they get the lead. On 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 man left. That's the end of a half inning. Tigers won, the Blue Jays coming to bat.
When your car needs an oil change, chances are what you say is change the oil, which is all you need to say unless you want to make a change for the better. Namely, new Ultra D motor oil from Marathon. Marathon's new Ultra D motor oil is a special blend of natural and synthetic ingredients that's really different from conventional blends. A special blend that means better gas mileage for you, more miles per tank full. New Ultra D motor oil was tested by independent laboratories, including road tests in typical city and highway driving. And the results were the same. Improved gas mileage, more miles per tank full. So go ahead, improve your mileage. Get your car's engine together with Marathon's new Ultra D motor oil.
A change for the better with new Ultra D.
A change for the better from the people who do it better. Marathon Oil Company.
Well, a big ball game going on. We used to see a version of that game when the Tigers used to go to Washington to JFK stadium, but not anymore. This time they're playing it in Alexandria, Virginia. That's the game between the Democrats and the Republicans in Congress. Carl Purcell, Republican, representing Michigan in that ball game, and Dave Bonnier from Mount Clemens, the Democrat, representing Michigan on that side. Some of those fellas are pretty good ball players that we used to watch in action when we'd go into the nation's capital.
Remember, Birch Bayh played some good shortstop at Baltimore. Senator from Indiana.
They get their local uniforms. I imagine Dave and Carl are wearing Tiger uniforms as they make their appearance. Here's Willie Upshaw now to lead off for the Blue Jays against Steve Baker, the young Tiger right-hander with a 1-0 record. Willie, the left fielder, left-hand batter. Willie Upshaw at the plate. Upshaw batting .289 in 42 games. This is the fifth start for Baker. It's the sixth time he's been on the mound. And he delivers a strike as the last half of the first inning gets underway. 1-0 Tigers in the lead in Exhibition Stadium. Baker, the Husky right-hander, kicks and delivers. Here's a fly ball hit back toward left field. It'll be foul back into the seat. Sort of a haze over the field now as the sun is sinking. Tigers have Rodriguez at third, Trammell at short. Whitaker at second and Thompson first in the infield. Here's a pitch. He swings and doesn't get in. Struck him out. Upshaw goes down swinging. One up and one away. Here's Bob Baylor, the center fielder. They've had him at infield and outfield. B-A-I-L-O-R, Baylor. One-time Baltimore property. Hitting .250 in 60 games. Outstanding year for him last year, batted .310. Right-hand batter takes the strike and above the knees. He was Toronto's first choice in the expansion draft, and he justified their faith in that selection. There's a bounding ball to Rodriguez at third, throw to first to Thompson, and there are two down in the Blue Jay first inning. The Tigers ahead 1-0. Here's Roy Howell stepping up now, the one-time Texas Ranger, batting .291. Howell came here from Texas last year, got in 96 games, and batted .316 for Toronto after a slow start in Texas. Left-hand batter against Steve Baker. 1-0 Tigers lead. They scored in the opening inning. Baker winds and delivers, and it's a foul in the dirt, back of the plate. Strike one on Howell. Very quiet crowd here at the moment. They were expecting about 30,000 this evening. Baker into action again, delivers. There's a bounding ball to shortstop. Trammell has it. Throw to Thompson. He's out. The side out. 1, 2, 3. At the end of one, Tigers 1, the Blue Jays 0.
I bought an economy car. Nice little car. Of course, I had to give up big car rides.
I just bought a smaller car, too. I gave up a lot of passengers. But with prices going up and up, I figure you got to give up and up.
Well, I didn't give up. I bought a new Plymouth Volare 4-door, and I didn't give up the things I want. I got the big car ride Frank gave up, the room for 6 Harry gave up, plus the compact economy they didn't give up. So why didn't they buy a Volare? I give up.
Don't compromise when you economize. Although your mileage may vary, the EPA rates a one-barrel, 6-cylinder Volare 4-door with manual transmission at 28 miles per gallon highway and 20 city. Don't give up. Get a Plymouth Volare.
For a great value on Plymouth Volare, see your Greater Detroit Chrysler Plymouth dealer.
Radio 76 salutes Barry Marshall, recently appointed Regional Manager of Kelly Services. Congratulations, Barry, from WJR Radio.
The veteran Mickey Stanley leading off for the Tigers. Mickey in right field this evening. Stepping up against Garvin here in the second inning. The Tigers have the lead over the Blue Jays 1-0. Stanley batting .206. This is the 15th game in which he's appeared. Garvin into the windup now. Pitches, and Mickey cuts and misses on a curve. Blue Jays have signed a young man named Brian Milner, M-I-L-N-E-R, who's in uniform. Expected to play at the start of the Cleveland series after the Tigers leave. There's a pitch in too close. 1-1 the count on Stanley. Had the Tigers thrown a left-hander in this series, Milner probably would have played. Young man from Fort Worth, Texas, 18 years old. Here's the pitch on the way. Swing, a little foul ball that'll drift into the seats. Bouncing around down there, and a gentleman from Waterloo caught it on the first hop. One run, 2 hits for the Tigers, no runs and no hits for the Blue Jays. We're in the first inning. He swings and pops one up into the infield. Who called for it? Let's see. There's Howell, the third baseman. He makes the catch back of the mound. Little hesitation there on that side of the infield. Here comes Parrish to bat for the Tigers. He's hitting .223 in 31 games, 5 homers. 12 runs batted in for Lance. Tigers coming home on Thursday night to battle the New York Yankees at 8 o'clock. It'll be Irish-American night. And Friday will be pitch, hit, and run divisional finals before the game, and the Tigers battle the Yankees again. There's a pitch outside on Parrish, ball 1. Saturday night, American Legion night. And Sunday will be Autograph Day and John Hiller Recognition Day, all against the Yankees. There's a low one outside, 2-0, the count now. Box seats are sold out for that series, but reserve seats are available for the games on Thursday night and Sunday afternoon. Here's the pitch. He takes the high one. 3-0 on the young catcher. General admission seats are being sold on a reserve seat basis. That's $3.50. Now the motion and the pitch on the way from Garvin. He takes in too close, walks him. It'll be the first base on balls of the game. Trammell stepping up now for the Tigers. Allen hitting .272. 1 homer for him, 11 runs batted in. Tigers on the road now have won 15 and lost 18. It is a ball outside on Allen, ball 1. Tiger record an even 500, 31 and 31. A year ago at this stage of the season, they were 27 and 35. Garvin ready, pitches again, and Trammell takes the strike on the inside corner. Fed him a fastball. Set by Garvin. He's going to flip over to first base, and it was close, but Parrish got back safely. Outfield slightly toward left now, and Alan Trammell, 1-0 Tigers lead in the second inning. He swings it. It's a little fly ball down the line and right. May go foul. Mayberry chasing. He won't get there. Hutton also came over and couldn't get it. And it fell in safely. 1 ball to 2 strikes to count on Trammell. Talking to the 2 managers today, both of them have had rather rough records lately, and about for the same reasons. Lack of hitting in the clutch was the main concern of Roy Hartsfield. The same problem has besieged Mr. Houck over the last week or so. Here's a pitch on the way. Swung on a little fly ball at the short center field. Digging hard, Baylor, and he has it on the run. Throw back to first, and Mayberry has to come off the bag, so it's no double play. Good catch by Baylor. Parrish holding at first base. And the batter will be Lou Whitaker. Sweet Lou has a hit in 6 of his last 7 games. Been one of the most consistent of the Tigers during this losing streak. Batting .299, this is his 50th game. No home runs for Lou yet. 10 runs batted in. 1-0 Tigers leading the Jays. We're in the second inning in Toronto. Swing and a miss by Whitaker. Leather high fastball. Outfield plays him straight up and tends to bunch him toward the middle. They've got Mayberry holding on the bag. Generally, Whitaker doesn't pull the ball down that way much. There's a swing and a miss. That pitch down around the knees, and the count on Whitaker, strike 2. 2 out, 1 on. Tom Underwood and Jack Dillingham will be the pitchers here tomorrow. Another night game. There's a ball outside. 1-2 the count on Whitaker. Breeze seems to be blowing across the right field corner toward the left. Garvin to the set position. The left-hander ready. Pitches. There's a fly ball foul in the seat over on the third base side. These two teams have met 6 times now. The Tigers have won 4. There's a bounding ball to McKay at second. He has it for the first. Got him. And the side retired with no runs. No hits. There was a walk. No errors and 1 man left. At the end of 1 1/2 innings, Tigers won, the Blue Jays nothing.
When can you afford to throw money away?
Not when I shop.
Not when I drive.
Not when I go to the bank.
Small change can add up to big dollars. That's why there's a big difference between City National Bank and those other banks that charge you for writing checks.
Nobody has got what City National Bank has got.
Only City National Bank saves you money with combo checking. Keep a minimum $200 in checking or savings. You write all your checks without charge. All your checks without charge. Combo checking. No other bank in Michigan has it.
No statement fees.
No charge per check.
At City National Bank, I feel terrific because I'm not throwing money away.
Don't throw your money away. Open a City National Bank charge-free checking account now.
Who's got it? Nobody. A City National Bank.
Also available at National Bank of Rochester and First Citizens Bank in Troy.
Tigers have a lead, 1-0 going into the last half of the second now. Young Steve Baker ready to face the Blue Jays. And it'll be Rico Carty, John Mayberry, and Tommy Hutton, the first 3 scheduled batters against Baker. Mr. and Mrs. Howell Zelmansky of Warren, Michigan over here celebrating a wedding anniversary. And trying to root the Tigers to victory this evening at Exhibition Stadium in Toronto. Here's Carty, the designated batter, hitting .275, the veteran right-hand hitter. 9 home runs and 30 runs batted in for Rico. And Baker doesn't like that ball they gave him. He wants to exchange it for a new model. Steve looking over the new one. He was called up from Evansville, you remember, the 24th of May. He was 4-0 down there when the Tigers called him up. Here's a strike delivered to Rico Carty. Outfield deep and around the left. The infield way back. They've got Trammell and Whitaker back in the outfield, actually. There's a bounding ball to deep second base. So Whitaker has it. Here's the throw to first, and Carty is out. Now, Rico, as you know, has had the knee problems throughout his career, and he just can't get that motor going very fast. So here's John Mayberry, the native Detroiter, stepping in. He's hit a couple of home runs twice in a single game this year. Not quite ready, so let's pause here briefly for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network. Mayberry hitting .240. He leads his team in home runs with 10 and leads the team in RBIs with 32. They're playing very deep on him, even deeper than they did on Rico Carty in the infield. There's a strike call. The outfield is deep and pulled around toward right on Mayberry. He'll be followed by Tommy Hutton, another veteran. Baker on the mound, delivers. Mayberry takes a strike. It was a slow curve. That's some good years at Kansas City, John Mayberry, before they moved him on here. Here's the pitch. He swings and fouls it on the screen. Baker tried to sneak the fastball by him, and John was guarding the plate. Now the motion of the pitch by Baker. Swing, base hit into right field. Stanley over the glove side of the field and one hop. That is the first hit for the Blue Jays. Well, he had 2 strikes on him, and then Baker hung a little curveball up there, and Mayberry stayed them down out. Here's Tommy Hutton, the ex-National Leaguer, stepping in. Tommy, who came here from the Philadelphia Ball Club, one of the great pinch hitters of recent years, but he's won himself a regular job with this team. They've got him stationed in right field tonight. He's been in 46 games. He's batting .237, a couple of home runs, and 7 RBIs. Left-handed batter takes a ball outside. Ball 1. 1 on and 1 out. Tigers lead 1-0 in the second inning. Forget now, the Tigers come home this week. They'll open up a 4-game set for the New York Yankees on Thursday night. We hope you'll be out there with us. Strike called. He got a hard one over. 1-1. The count on Tommy Hutton. Thompson holding on the bag at first with Mayberry. McKay, the next scheduled batter. Hutton hits a little tapper out in front. Loved by Baker. The pitcher fires over to Thompson. Hutton is out on the second. Goes Mayberry. 2 down, a man on second. Here's McKay stepping up.
Sacrifice 1-2 in the photo.
McKay switch batter, batting .248. Batting a lot better left-handed than right-handed. He's hitting .277 left and .184 right-handed. Vancouver, British Columbia. Dave McKay. Outfield a little bit to right on him, and the set by the right-handed Baker. 1-0 Tigers, second inning. There's a foul back into the seat. Bounding around and finally grabbed by somebody back at third base. First big league experience for McKay, you remember, was with the Minnesota Twins. Mayberry on second, 2 out, second inning. McKay swings a high hopper, hit the third. Rodriguez has it, throw to first to Thompson in time. And the side retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 man left. And we go to the third inning in Toronto. The Tigers won, the Blue Jays nothing.
Little Caesar Pizza, tastiest in town. A winner any way you slice it, all the way around. Carry out are good and hot, great for nighttime snacks. Or sit down at Little Caesars, just order and relax.
Little Caesars has sliced the price of pizza in half. If you clip out the 2-for-1 free pizza coupon that appears in your local newspaper or TV book, you'll get 2 medium Little Caesars pizzas for the price of 1. Now you can cut down on price without cutting down on taste. Little Caesars has the solution to those meals when mom doesn't feel like cooking and the family appetite is bigger than the budget. Use your free pizza coupon from Little Caesars. A winner any way you slice it.
If you want variety, there's a family in for you. It's the winner community. Little Caesars Pizza, Little Caesars Pizza, a great tasting treat for you.
Get your Tigers bumper sticker from your Marathon Man, a full-service dealer. Now available at your participating Marathon service station. No purchase necessary.
Tigers in the lead, 1-0. They're coming to bat now in the third inning. And to lead it off, it'll be Ron LaFleur, who has scored the game's only run. Ron singled in the first, went to second on the bounce out by Kemp, to third on the bounce out by Staub, and came home on a 2-out single by Jason Thompson. And that is the story of the game here in the early chapters. Gary Garvin on the mound for the Blue Jays. Third inning about to get underway in Exhibition Stadium, Toronto. LaFleur takes the fastball wide, ball one. Underwood and Billingham will be the pitchers here tomorrow night. Underwood a left-hander, Billingham a right-hander. Here's a ball low, 2-0 the count. Jack Billingham telling Paul and me before the ball game how Roy Hartsfield, the current manager of the Blue Jays, had helped him so much in the minor leagues. Helped him to stick in that Dodger organization at that time. There's a foul out of play to the screen. I guess just about every major leaguer has a story similar to that. Somebody stuck by him when the going is tough. Except maybe for some of the few superstars. Here's the 2-1 pitch now to Ron LaFleur. Garvin delivers. It is swung on and lifted high back at first base, drifting toward the seat. Mayberry coming over, but he won't get it. It's about 3 rows out of play. Still a lot of daylight left here. A little after 8 o'clock in Toronto. Garvin ready to work again. 2-2 pitch. LaFleur takes a high one, ball 3. Full count on Ron. Tigers have a couple of hits. They both came in that first inning, LaFleur and Thompson. He swings at a bounding ball through the middle again. That is 2 for 2 for Ron LaFleur. He's on at first with another leadoff single, and here comes Kemp, who bounced to second base, his only turn at bat. Outfield playing him straight away, and he'll be followed by Rusty Staub. Toronto just got over a 9-game losing streak. The Tigers are trying to get out of a 7-game streak. There's a bounding ball to second. McKay over to Gomez for 1. Relay to first to Mayberry. Double play. Just about a ready-made DP on a hard hop to McKay. He flipped it up to Gomez, the shortstop, who relayed to Mayberry. 2 for the price of 1 for the Blue Jays. Blue Jays, they went through a tough period of their schedule. They played Boston and New York for 15 straight games, and they won 4 of them. Not a bunch of doubleheaders back-to-back, too. There's a curve low. Ball 1 on Rusty.
Last week they had 3 doubleheaders in 4 days.
Finally beats Texas down there. Here's the pitch. Swing and a fly ball lifted to right field deep. Going back is Hutton. He may have room. Let's see. He's at the wall. He leaps and he made the catch. Tommy Hutton took that one off the fence. Now the side retired. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. We go to the last half, the third. Tigers 1. And the Blue Jays nothing.
Okay, fans, here comes a high hard one in the Labatt's Baseball Trivia Quiz. Ready? Remember the player who grounded into the fewest double plays while playing at least 150 games in a single season? Think it over, and while you do, here's something else to remember.
Remember Labatt. The 3 1 2 sky taste Canada beer. Labatt.
Yes, fans, Labatt's is fine imported beer, the best beer Canada brews. It's a special brew for your special times. Shipped fresh to you with pride. Labatt's, the Clearwater Blue Sky taste of Canada beer. Brewed in Canada since 1828. Now the answer, in 1968, Dick McCauley for the Tigers played in 151 games without ever grounding into a double play. Lou Brock, you say, well, he came close. Brock had 2 seasons during which he grounded into only 2 double plays. Did you remember that? Then you just beat the relay in the Labatt's Baseball Trivia Quiz. Brought to you by Labatt Importers, Amherst, New York.
A good catch there by Hutton, ending the Tiger chances in the second. So the Blue Jays bat against Baker in the third. The Tigers still have that 1-0 lead. Alan Ashby, the catcher batting left-handed, will be up first. He's a switch batter. Hitting 197 right now. Ashby, switch batter, batting left-handed. He takes a ball high, ball one from Baker. Cleveland drafted him number 3 in the 1969 free agent draft. It's a ball low to Allen, 2-0 the count on him. When he came up in 73 to join the Indians, he got his first hit against the Tigers. 1-0 Tigers lead them in the third in Toronto. There's a curve over for Baker, and the count now is 2-1 on Ashby. He'll be followed by the number 9 batter, Luis Gomez. Swing and a fly ball lifted to left field down the line. Kemp has a long run. It may go foul. It does, and it's out of play. The wind took that one a little bit. It started out almost a fair ball, and then blew foul in the seat. 2-2 the count on him. Baker, who stopped the Tigers' losing streak the last time it reached the proportions of 7 straight games. He did that against Baltimore. Here's a pitch. It is a ball in too tight. 3-2 the count on him. Ashby leading off in the third. Tigers ahead 1-0. There's a drive to right field deep. That may be out of here. And it is gone. A home run for Ashby over the right field fence. His second home run, and that will tie the game at 1-1. Not much doubt about that one. He got a hold of it. Gomez will be the batter now, the little right-hand batting shortstop. Lewis hitting .221 with no home runs and 11 RBIs. Baker pitches. It is a low fastball, ball one. Game even now, 1-1 in the third. Gomez leans over, bats in a crouch. Now takes a fastball in at the shoulder. 2-0 the count on him. The Yankees in Boston are scoreless here in the second inning. Boston batting in the last half of the second, gullet against Torres. Only other American League game that's underway. There's a fastball high, 3-0 on Gomez. Seattle and Chicago, we've got the pitchers official now. Mitchell for Seattle and Stone for the White Sox, with no scoring to report at all. Now Baker wheels and delivers. It is in too tight. He walks him. It'll be the first walk-off Baker. Well, the man on, nobody out, and here's Willie Upshaw, who struck out in the first inning. In the National League, the Cubs and the Pirates are no score at the end of one. Holtzman against Blyleven. St. Louis won. The Phillies nothing at the end of 2. Porsche against Christensen. And the other games all start later on tonight. No, we won't. We really have very many other games for a while. There's a swing and a miss. Runner goes, throw to second in the center field. Shamel couldn't hold it, but stopping at second is Gomez. As the play was backed up well by Ron LaFleur. No further advance on the part of the runner who gets the credit for a steal. That is the first steal for Gomez. In fact, the Blue Jays are last in stolen bases in the league. That is their 10th steal for the team. They've had 10 successful steals, and they've been cut down 21 times. Willie Upshaw waiting on the next pitch now. And he taps one over the mound. Here comes Trammell from shortstop. Gloves it. Throw to first. To Thompson. Got him. On to third goes Gomez. Good play by Trammell. He had a long way to go to get that high short hopper. Upshaw's out, but that puts the man at third with one away. That's the tie-breaking run down there at third base for the Blue Jays. And here's Bob Baylor, who bounced to third baseman Rodriguez his first trip. Home run by Ashby, leading off here in the third, tying the game. He'll play their infield in a little bit on the right side and slightly back on the left. Right-handed batting Baylor takes a strike in above the knees. Strike one. Well, the folks came out here in a hurry. They all came late and all at one time. We looked around about 10 minutes before the game time. Didn't look like anybody was going to be here. Well, they packed it pretty well. There's a bounding ball to short. It'll score a run. Trammell comes in, gloves it, throw to first. He's out. But the tie-breaking run crosses the plate in the person of Gomez. RBI bounced out by Baylor. 2-1 the score. Toronto leads it. Walk, a stolen base. And a couple of bounce outs. Or bounces out. Here's Roy Howell at the plate now. The third baseman, he grounded the short his first trip. Takes a curveball around the knees, a little bit low, ball one. Picked up about 30 points in his batting average since the end of May. Here's a ball wide, 2-0 to count on Howell. 30 RBIs for him. He didn't reach that point last season until September. It's a ball in too close, 3-0 on Howell. Toronto 2, Detroit 1, third inning in Toronto. He walked in. It was a high fastball. Baker issues another pass. That's the second walk. And here comes Rico Carty. Rico was hitting the ball very well when he pulled a hamstring muscle. He's batting .328 and had 7 home runs when he pulled that hamstring May the 19th. Still having some trouble with his leg. Carty bounced to second his first time up. Little roller hit on the check swing toward short, gloved by Rodriguez. He'll fire it over to Thompson in time to get the slow-moving Mr. Carty, and the side retired. But the Blue Jays have taken the lead here on 2 runs, 1 hit, 2 off, no errors, and 1 man left on base. That is the end of 3 in Toronto. The Blue Jays 2, the Tigers 1.
When your car needs an oil change, chances are what you say is change the oil, which is all you need to say unless you want to make a change for the better. Namely, new Ultra D motor oil from Marathon. Marathon's new Ultra D motor oil is a special blend of natural and synthetic ingredients that's really different from conventional blends. A special blend that means improved engine protection for use under all kinds of weather and driving conditions. New Ultra D motor oil has special anti-wear additives to protect the critical parts of your engine longer than conventionally blended multi-rate oil, up to 15,000 miles. Better motor oil means a better running engine every time you drive your car, wherever you drive.
Things have changed for the better with new Ultra D.
A change for the better from the people who do it better. Marathon Oil Company.
Well, the Tigers find themselves behind now, 2-1. We go into the 4th inning. Jason Thompson leading it off. Let's hear from Paul Carey.
All right, Ernie, thank you very much. Jason singled in the Tiger run in the first inning. 2 out base hits that just got through the middle. Here's the windup of the pitch to Thompson. He takes a breaking ball on the outside corner, strike 1. Garvin, the left-hander, looking in, getting the sign from Ashby. Into the motion. Here's the pitch from Jerry. There's an off-speed pitch outside. Thompson will be followed by Rodriguez and Stanley here in the Tiger fourth inning. The pitch to Jason. He swings. There's a fly ball to left field. Not very deep. Upshaw comes in a few steps, makes the catch. And there's one down in the Tiger fourth inning. That'll bring up Rodriguez, who flied to right his first time up. Well, they had quite a turnout for autograph night here. Tigers had to move their batting practice up early, as did the Jays, so as to facilitate the signing of autographs, and they do it across the field, from the left field line all the way to the right field line. Line up the players behind barriers. Here's the pitch. Rodriguez bunts, and it's foul, rolling behind the plate. Well, they would have all of the Jays lined up all the way across the field, and with some barriers like bicycle racks separating the players from the fans, and they'd go from one player to another, get their autograph. One strike on Rodriguez. He takes it outside and low, 1-1. Tigers have 3 hits. The Blue Jays 2 hits. One of their hits was a home run by Ashby. The pitch from Garvin. There's a strike called on the radio. Perfect weather here in Toronto yesterday for the Tigers' day off, and again today and tonight. Swing and a ground ball to the left side. Howell at third has it. Fires across the diamond. Scooped up out of the dirt by Mayberry, and Rodriguez is out. Well, there are 2 down on the fourth inning. That'll bring up Stanley, who hit a short pop-up to the third baseman his first time up. Mickey seeing a lot of activity as a starting right fielder on this road trip. This is his 4th start of the trip. Make that his 5th start of this road trip. There's a windup by Garvin. The high kick swung on and missed. Garvin is 6'3", 195 pounds. Gives that big kick of a leg toward first base as part of his motion. Well, they pitched to Stanley. Swung on. There's a long drive to left field. That may be going back as Upshaw. It is gone. A home run for Mickey Stanley. And the Tigers have tied the game at 2-2. Stanley rounding second, heading for third. He'll move on in home with his 2nd home run of the year and his 2nd home run of this trip. For that is another Superior home run, and for Stanley, his homer earns him a free case of those crispy, fresh Superior potato chips, and sends another case of Superior potato chips to the Jackson-friendly home. Here's Lance Parrish, who walked his first time up. He takes a curve on the outside corner. Strike 1 on Parrish. The pitch from Garvin. Swung on and popped foul. It'll be back in the stands and out of play. Well, Stanley didn't do much with the ball his first time up, as he hit a little weak pop-up to the left side of the infield, but he didn't hit that last one weakly. Garvin getting the sign from Ashby now into the motion. The 2 strikes delivery. He is called out on strikes, buckled out of the way, but it caught the inside corner, and that's all for the Tigers in the 4th inning. Garvin racking up his first strikeout. Tigers tie the game on Stanley's home run. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, nobody left. After 3.5 innings, it's the Tigers 2, the Blue Jays 2. Well, a game all even once again here as the Tigers, thanks to Stanley's home run, pull back to a 2-2 tie with Toronto. It'll be Big Bad John Mayberry leading off for the Blue Jays in the 4th inning, to be followed by Tommy Hutton and Dave McKay. A lot of Tiger fans come over to Toronto. They visit Toronto anyway. It's just a natural tourist attraction, and with the Tigers in town, it just makes it that much more Interesting to come to this Canadian city. Al and Marty Esper of Monroe, Michigan, among those on hand here. Here's the pitch to Mayberry. He takes it low and inside for ball one. Renewed acquaintances with Lynn and Janet Troxell of Tiffin, Ohio. On their way back from Montreal, seeing a couple of Tiger games here and stopping in Detroit for one with the Yankees. Bouncer up the middle. Trammell behind it. I can't get it. It's down into center field. Mayberry on with a hit. Well, they didn't have the drastic Mayberry shift on in the infield that time, and it threaded a needle between Whitaker and Trammell, who crisscrossed out there, but neither could come up with it. And Mayberry's on with his second straight single. That'll bring up Tommy Hutton. Hutton grounded out to Baker his first time up. Steve has walked a pair, both walks coming in the third inning. He struck out one. The pitch to the plate is low and away. Ball one. Al Clark calling the balls and strikes here tonight. Bill Kunkel at first, Ted Hendry out at second. The umpire down the line behind third is Terry Cooney. Stretched by Baker. Here's the pitch. Hutton swings. There's a pop-up out to short right field. Stanley with a long run. Whitaker backing up. Look out. Stanley basket catches that one. Ooh, Whitaker gave way at just the last moment, and Stanley came on to make the catch. One down. Mayberry at first, and Dave McKay is the batter. McKay hitting the ball much more consistently this year for the Blue Jays. He's a young man who tried switch hitting, gave it up for a while, and has gone back to it again. Mayberry edges away from the bag at first. Here's the pitch. Swung on a bouncer to second. Whitaker has it to Trammell for one. Back to first, double play for Detroit. And the Jays are out in the fourth inning. No runs, a hit, no errors, nobody left. After 4 innings of play, it's the Tigers 2, the Blue Jays 2.
If you drive along the highway or make tracks across the snow, even biking across the country, Champion is the way to go. If you go across the skyway or go cruising out to sea, if you're into racing go-karts, Champion is the plug you need. You can't buy a better plug, can't rely on a better plug. For any engine, big or small, Champion sparks them all.
Champion sparks the winners, too. When your motorcycle needs used spark plugs, choose Champion plugs. Last year, bikes equipped with Champion spark plugs won 14 of the 16 U.S. and World Motorcycle Racing Championships, including road racing and motocross. Racers around the world rely on Champions. They know you can't buy a better plug than Champion.
Buy a better plug, can't rely on a better plug. For any engine, big or small, Champion sparks them all. For any engine, big or small, Champion sparks them all.
Radio 76 salutes Barry Marshall, recently appointed Regional Manager of Kelly Services. Congratulations, Barry, from WJR Radio.
Now, before the Tigers bat in the fifth inning, let's pause for station identification. This is the Detroit Tiger Baseball Network.
Hi, this is Bob Hines inviting you to join me weekends right here on America's great radio station for the Great Weekend. Here on Radio 76, WJR Detroit.
Alan Trammell will lead off the fifth inning for the Tigers. Alan up once against Garvin at a pop fly to center. Baylor made a fine running catch on it. Here's a pitch to him. It's up high. Alan will be followed by Lou Whitaker and Ron LaFleur. There's a young man who really thoroughly enjoys the game of baseball. Just loves to come out and play. Alan Trammell. He swings and fouls it back to the screen. They've got a very small screen here at Exhibition Stadium. It's just one element right behind the plate. Goes straight up and stops. It's just kind of like minor league screens in a sense. So an awful lot of baseballs come into the stands here. There's a fly ball lifted to right field. It should be easy for Tommy Hutton. He's under it, pounds the glove, and makes the catch. One away in the Tiger fifth inning. That'll bring up Sweet Lou. Whitaker bounced out the second, his only time up in the game. Most ballparks have screens that go up behind the plate, but extend back to a portion of the stadium with netting so that the balls are caught by the netting and roll back down to the field. There's a ground ball to second. Up with it is McKay over to Mayberry, and Whitaker goes out the same way again. 4-3. 2 down in a hurry here in the Tiger fifth inning, and Ron LaFleur steps in. Well, Ron is becoming true to his word. He told me on the trip he designated one game as the beginning of his resurgence, and he missed it by a game that he's coming back. Had a couple of hits in the last game, 2 hits in this game. He takes it low and inside for ball 1. He hit the 260 mark, and he said, that's it. I'm going upward from that point. Well, he went back down to 259, and he's brought it back up again. Hitting 268 at the moment. There's a hard smash to short. Gomez has the one hopper to first, and LaFleur is out. 3 quick outs for the Tigers in the fifth inning. They go down 1, 2, 3. And after 4.5 innings of play, it's still the Tigers 2 and the Blue Jays 2.
Well, we're going to take a look at the scorecard here and see what's going on in the other games. Butch Hobson has hit a 3-run homer in the second for Boston. That'll put the Red Sox into a 3-0 lead over the Yankees. And they're still batting in the second inning. That was number 13 for Hobson. Gullett and Torres, the pitchers there. Baltimore, Milwaukee, no report yet. Cleveland, Kansas City, Wise and Gurr, the pitchers, but no scores to report. Seattle and Chicago, the pitchers are in, and that's all. Mitchell and Stone. The other 2 games they're not reporting in yet. Chicago and Pittsburgh in the National League, no score in the second. St. Louis leads the Phillies 1-0 in the last half of third. Montreal and New York about to start. Grimsley and Espinosa will be the pitchers in that game. At St. Louis, Philadelphia game, Porsche and Christensen are the pitchers. And Chicago at Pittsburgh is Holtzman against Blyleven. Other games in the National League on the West Coast, and they won't start for a spell.
Ernie and I'd like to have a Tiger salute now for the 54th anniversary on this date of some longtime Tiger fans from Dearborn, Michigan. Mr. and Mrs. H. Farwell celebrating number 54. And didn't have a ball game yesterday, so we're a day late on this one. Mr. and Mrs. Edwin Mosher of Deckerville, Michigan, had their 65th wedding anniversary yesterday. A happy 65th. There's Alan Ashby, who homered his first time up off Steve Baker. Well, the sun now going behind the stands in left field as the first pitch comes low and inside for ball 1. A windup by Baker. He delivers. Ground ball to first. Thompson has the hard hopper and races to the bag to beat Ashby, making the play unassisted. 1 away in the Jays' fifth inning. That'll bring up Luis Gomez, who walked and worked his way around to score a run for the Jays in the third inning. Walked, stole second, took third on a bounce out, and scored on another ground out. A windup by Baker. Here's the pitch. Gomez swings and fouls it in the dirt at the plate. Gomez hitting .221. Jays picked him up as a free agent last fall in the Minnesota organization before. Up high, 1-1 on Luis. Born in Guadalajara, Mexico. And a one-time UCLA star. He takes the strike, only bent away. He was leaning in over the plate, and that caught the inside corner. Gomez didn't think so. 1-2 count on him. 1 out, nobody on. Here in the bottom of the fifth inning, the game tied 2-2. Swing on a fly ball lifted down the right field line. Could be trouble. No, Stanley will get there. He makes the catch. Made it look very easy, as Mickey does most things. And there are 2 down in the fifth inning. There's Willie Upshaw. Upshaw playing in left field. Bob Baylor moved out to center with the injury to Rick Bossetti. Manager Roy Hartsfield telling Ernie and me that he expects Bossetti to be back ready by, say, this coming Monday or Tuesday. Out with a sprained ankle. Pitch to Upshaw is outside for a ball. Left-hand batter. He just turned 21 after the season got underway. Upshaw cuts a bouncer toward second. Whitaker waits for it. Over to Thompson in time, and the Jays are out in order. 1-2-3 in the fifth inning. After 5 innings of play, it's the Tigers 2, Toronto 2.
Were you listening to Focus the day that fashion editor Robert L. Greene ripped apart?
There's the first pitch of the sixth inning to Steve Kemp, and he takes a strike. Kemp, Staub, and Thompson in the first 3 batters to face Jerry Garvin here in the Tigers' sixth inning. Kemp is 0 for 2. He is grounded out to second and then hit into a double play. Started off for the second baseman. There's a fly ball to left center field. Baylor backs up. He has the room and makes the catch. That ball got up and carried pretty well in the breeze, which is blowing out in that direction. But it seemed Baylor had a beat on it all the way. 1 down in the Tigers' sixth inning. We'll bring up Rusty Staub. Staub hit one almost out of here in the third inning. Long fly to right to Tommy Hutton went back up against the screen to haul down. The screen out here, the fence if you want to call it, is 12 feet high. There's a pitch high for a ball. They've got padding about 8 feet up. And the remaining 4 feet is the fencing material. Garvin kicks and fires, swung on a bouncer to deep second. McKay back, way back of his position, throws to Mayberry for the put-out. Well, McKay, with the artificial turf and Staub, a full header, was playing him way back out into short right field. Well, there are 2 Tiger outs. Garvin has retired 6 in a row since giving up a homer to Stanley in the 4th inning. That'll bring up Jason, who singled in a run in the first inning. Fly to left his last trip. Thompson hitting .295 with a 1 for 2 tonight. He takes a curve in for a strike. He was looking for the fast one, and that curve fooled him. He started to bail out, and it came right into the strike zone. Thompson swings and bounces a foul behind the plate, bouncing back up on the screen. Got that same young man who retrieves the balls. Goes full tilt all the time. The pitch outside for a ball. Ernie was talking about the newest of the Blue Jays, Brian Milner, the 18-year-old catcher out of Fort Worth, Texas, that is with them here in Toronto. Up high to Jason. 2-2 down. Talking with Roy Hartsfield before the game, and he said he is not afraid to use him. As Ernie said, he might have used him tonight as the Tigers started the left-hander. And Roy thinks he's got as good an arm as Yeager and Bench. Low for ball 3. A couple of pretty good major league arms. Yeager and Bench. Roy very familiar with Yeager, having had him as a minor league manager. Here's the pitch to Thompson. He struck him out swinging. That's all for the Tigers in the sixth inning. Garvin sets them down to the second straight inning in order. After 5.5 innings, it's still the Tigers 2, the Blue Jays 2. 2-2 tie here in the last of the sixth inning at Exhibition Stadium. This is the Canadian National Exhibition Stadium and grounds here just off the shores of Lake Ontario. And they're underway with the Canadian Pro Football League up here. The Toronto Argos use this field, and they're in exhibition football time in the CFL already. Bob Baylor leads it off, that big open stance of his. The pitch from Baker is taken around the nose, ball 1. Baylor drove in a run with a bounce out in the third inning. He's 0 for 2. Bailor. The pitch is swung on and missed. Coach Harry Warner. The third base coach, Jackie Moore, coaches at first. He swings and pops it up. Out toward short. Trammell is calling for it. The Tiger shortstop waits. He has it. And there's one down in the 6th inning. That'll bring up Roy Howell, who has grounded us short and walked. Roy Lee Howell, one of those who dares to wear 13. And another one is right behind the plate tonight for the Tigers, Lance Parrish, who wears 13. A pitch from Baker, outside for a ball. And as a further bit of trivia, the man on the mound is wearing 13 reverse, 31. Swing and a miss. 1-1 count on Howell. One out, bases empty here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The game deadlocked at 2-2. Tigers got a run in the 1st inning on a single by Jason Thompson. There's a foul fly out of play back to the third base side in the stand. The Jays took a 2-1 lead in the 3rd inning on Ashby's leadoff home run. And then a walk, a couple of bounce outs, and a stolen base got Luis Gomez home. Ground ball over the mound towards second. Charged by Trammell. He short hops. Throws to first, and he's out. Oh, that was close at first base. Now, Trammell has played consistently. Good shortstop for the Tigers. The crowd didn't think so. They thought it was close. Well, they want to get mean here. They could maybe show us a replay up there, but I guess they're not going to do it. They have the capacity to show some of the action here on their new scoreboard. Here's Rico Carty. He's grounded out twice. Tigers tied the ball game in the 4th inning on Mickey Stanley's 2nd home run of this road trip. They pitched to Rico, swung on and missed. Stanley homered in the opening game of the road trip at Kansas City last Wednesday. Baker kicks and fires. It's inside, 1-1 on Big Rico. One-time National League batting champion. He cuts and misses. 1-2. He was fooled by that pitch and took a very lazy swing at it. 2 out, bases empty here in the 6th inning. Carty doing some thinking about that last one. Relines the batter's box in front of him. Now waits on Baker. And he waited too long for Baker to get ready, so he steps back out. Tigers have 4 hits. The Blue Jays have 3. It's been a well-pitched game for the most part. There's a hard smash to left field. A base hit just beyond the glove of Rodriguez. Carty is on with a 2-out single. Well, he got thinking about that pitch that made him look bad and concentrated that time on Baker. And whipped the single to left. There's John Mayberry, who's ripped a couple of singles in this ball game. He's been a tough put-out for the Tigers. One-time Northwestern High School star in Detroit. Leads the Royals in home runs with 10 and RBIs with 32. The pitch to John is taken low and inside for a ball. The Tigers overshift. Now they're moving Trammell even further. Well, let's see. He's looking into the dugout to see where they want him. Not quite directly behind second base. Tigers on occasion, another clutch that put 3 infielders on the right side of the infield against Mayberry. Well, they're moving Rodriguez even further away from the left field line. Baker went to the stretch, but Mayberry backed out of the box. Carty on at first with a 2-out single here in the 6th inning. The pitch in the dirt, good stop by Parrish. 2-0 count now on Big Bad John. Baker taking a little time, getting the sign from Parrish. The pitch to Mayberry. Ball 3 outside. Well, The Tigers and Jays have one more meeting here tomorrow night. Then it's home to take on the Yankees in the big 4-game series beginning Thursday night. Carty at first, getting his lead, a 3-0 count on Mayberry. The pitch. Ball 4. Mayberry draws a walk. Well, that's the third walk given up by Baker. A walk got him in trouble in the third inning when Gomez walked after the Ashby home run. And Gomez worked his way around to score. Now Carty has moved up to second. Mayberry is at first, and the batter will be Tommy Hutton. Tommy is bounced out to the pitcher and hit a pop fly to right. 0 for 2 tonight for him. Baker to the belt. Here's the pitch to Hutton. Slow and outside. Baker has a heavy pitch. Having a little control problem right now, and we're getting some activity in the bullpen. Swung on a bouncer toward Whitaker. He has the big hop, a little toss to Thompson, and that's all for the Jays. In the 6th inning, they threaten but do not score. No runs, a hit and a walk, no errors. They leave 2, and after 6 innings of play, it's still the Tigers 2, the Blue Jays 2. This game clipping right along at Exhibition Stadium, a 2-2 tie between the Tigers and the Blue Jays. Aurelio Rodriguez will lead off the 7th inning. And back for the play-by-play, here's Ernie Harwell.
Thank you, Paul Terry. Hi again, everybody. Rodriguez has applied to right and bounced to third so far against the left-handed Jerry Garvin. It's been a close one all the way. Tied 2-2. There's a bounding foul over toward the Blue Jay dugout, in it and then back out. Strike 1, the count on the Happy Mexican. He'll be followed by Stanley, and then it'll be Parrish. Well, Boston's got a 4-0 lead in the 4th inning over New York. They featured a 3-run homer by Hobson in the 2nd inning. Gullard against Torres in that game at Fenway Park. It's a curve. It stays outside, 1-1. Seattle and Chicago, 0-0 at the end of 1. Cleveland, 0. Kansas City, 0 in the last half of the 1st. Pittsburgh leads the Cubs 3-0 there in the 5th inning at Pittsburgh. There's a strike. He took a curve over, 1-2 to count on Rodriguez. Well, the Cardinals have a 3-0 advantage over Philadelphia in the 6th. And the Mets lead Montreal 1-0 at the end of 1. Garvin into action now. Delivers. It is a wide one. He changed up on him. 2-2, the count on Aurelio. The Tigers got a run in the 1st on a single by LaFleur, 2 bounce outs, and a single by Thompson. They got their other run on a 2-out, bases empty home run off the bat of Mickey Stanley in the 4th inning. It's a ball in too close. 3-2 on Rodriguez. The Blue Jays got both their runs in the 3rd. A home run by Ashby led off that inning. Then Gomez walked, stole 2nd, went to 3rd on the bounce out, and came in when Baylor grounded the shortstop. That's how the scoring has happened here in this game tonight. Here's a 3-2 pitch. He swings, fly ball, left center field deep. Going back, Baylor also Upshaw, and it's Baylor to make the catch on the warning track. At about the 375-foot marker, that ball got up to the breeze and carried very well, but not quite far enough. Well, the Tigers have hit 1 fly ball caught by the outfielders in each of the first 7 innings. Bob Miller, the pitching coach, is coming out to talk with Garvin and with his battery mate Ashby. Stanley has popped to 3rd and then hit a home run. Maybe that Miller's talking about Mickey at this moment. He was a teammate of Mickey Stanley's at one time at Detroit. One of the many, many teams where Bob Miller stopped to ply his trade. Well, the conference is over. The pearls of wisdom have been deposited out there now. 1 out, nobody on, 7th inning. Tigers tied with the Blue Jays 2-2. First of a 2-game series here in Toronto. And the left-hander ready, winds and pitches, and Stanley swings a long belt to left, may go foul. It's down the line, and it is a foul ball, very close. Well, they have the old home run target again, and barely missed that target as the ball hooks into foul territory. Maybe Maybe Bob Miller said let him hit one foul. Two tie. Stanley ready to step back in.
The organist played too close for comfort after that.
Here's the windup by Garvin. The pitch. Mickey looks at a ball outside. That was a curve. Didn't bend over. 1-1 to count on him. One out, nobody on in the seventh. No scoring in this game since the fourth inning when Stanley tied it for a home run. Here's a cut of the foul to the screen. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Mickey. Garvin checking his sign. Stanley digs in to wait. Here it comes. He backs him off, an inside fastball around the knees. Shortstop Gomez very deep over in the hole, and the third baseman Howell playing deep also near the line. He checks his swing on a curve, full count. 3-2 on Stanley. The Tigers now making Garvin work, throw a lot of pitches in this inning. Still a little bit of daylight remaining. Here's the pitch. He takes a walk. The curveball didn't get over. That's the second walk off Garvin. He's walked 2 and struck out 2 and given up 2 runs. Stepping up now is Parrish, the young Tiger catcher. Who's that in the bullpen, Paul? Is that Willis? Got a left-hander throwing down there.
That's Willis.
Yeah. Mike Willis, the left-hander, heating in the bullpen. And they pitch to Parrish. Swing! And a miss on a changeup. Strike 1 on Lance. Outfield around toward left. The infield in double play depth. The Tigers at bat in the 7th inning. They're tied with Toronto 2-2. Game tomorrow night will close out this series. Garvin ready. Flips one over to first. Stanley back safely. Bill Kunkel, the one-time American League pitcher, umpiring over there at first base. Now Parrish digs in to wait on his strike 1 delivery. Here it comes. He backs him away with a fastball, 1-1 to count. Set by the left-hander. And he delivers. There's a fly ball at the left center field. Baylor coming hard. Running to left center. Dives, and he caught it. Here's the throw back to first base. Stanley gets back safely. Now, Ted Hendry, the umpire, raced out and gave us a sign that Baylor had stopped that ball with a skidding check toward left field from his center field position. A great diving catch by Baylor. And he's getting an ovation from the Blue Jay fans here at Exhibition Stadium. The kind of play you never know until you look at the umpire and to see what his decision is, because it's touch and go, whether he catches the ball in the glove or traps it on the turf. Here's Trammell at the plate. He's flat out twice. Once to center, once to right. Here's a ball low, and he took a half cut. It's ruled a strike. Al Clark checking with Bill Kunkel at first base. Bill said, yep, he went over on the ball. Strike 1. Man at first, Stanley. 2 down. Game tied, 2-2, 7th inning. Trammell looking for his first hit tonight. Throw to first, Stanley back in time. Great weather here today in Toronto. Beautiful evening for the ball game. And Trammell swings at the ground ball to shortstop. Gomez flips it over to McKay at second. They get the 4th out on Mickey Stanley. And the Tigers retired in their 7th inning. No runs, no hits, no walks, no errors. 1 man left. We go to the last half of the 7th. Tigers 2 and Toronto 2. Dave McKay, the switch batter, will lead it off now. Been about twice, hit the ball on the ground each time. He bounced to third the first time and then hit into a double play to the second baseman. 0 for 2, Baker on the mound for the Tigers. 2-2 tie, 7th inning, the Jays at bat. Here's a fastball from Baker, high and away on the switch batter. Ball on the count on him is the last half of the 7th to get started. After McKay, it'll be Ashby and then Luis Gomez. Ashby and Gomez have scored the 2 runs for Toronto. John Hiller listening in the Tiger bullpen. There's a cut and a miss. John's family out here this evening to see the ball game. John said yesterday they took a little tour down to Niagara Falls with the family. Had a good time down there. Here's the pitch. It is a strike call. I don't know whether it's down or up or over, but they win. Here's the pitch on the way, and it is a ball in close. It almost hit him. 2-2 the count on McKay. Outfield a little bit to left. Got the floor slightly over to left center. Now Baker checks his sign with the catcher, Parrish. And the pitch is a curve that is outside. Slowed up on his curve and just missed the outside corner. Full count on McKay. Ashby waiting on deck. Here comes, he swings and misses. Struck him out. That ball skipped to the mid of Parrish. Baker's second strikeout tonight. Tigers have made most of their outs on defense within the infield. There's been a couple of fly balls hit to the outfielders by the Blue Jay batters. Ashby hit his second home run leading off the third and then bounced to Thompson the next time up in the 5th inning. 1 for 2 for Alan Ashby. Cut and a miss by the left-handed batting catcher. Strike 1. 2 runs, 4 hits, no errors for each team. Totals right now even. There's a slow curve outside. 1-1. The Tigers have left 3 runners on the bases. The Blue Jays have left 4 men. There's a ball low. He checked his swing on a curve. 2-1. Hiller still heating up on the bullpen. 1 out, nobody on. 7th inning. Ashby waits. Here it is. He takes the fastball wide. 3-1 the count on him. Gomez waiting on deck. Outfield straight away on Ashby. Second baseman Whitaker back in a very deep second base position. 3-1 pitch, and he takes the ball high. That one almost hit him. It'll be the 4th walk issued by Baker. It'll bring up Gomez. Right hand hitting the shortstop has had a walk and a fly to right. Well, Dick Colbert of the Major League Scouting Bureau is going to conduct 2 tryout camps in the state of Michigan. One will be June the 26th at Eastern Michigan Field, 9 o'clock in the morning, and the other one will be at the Bailey Field in Battle Creek on the 27th at 9 o'clock. Bring your glove and your shoes. Well, I think we've got a pinch runner here.
Yeah, that's Rick Cerrone, the other catcher, going out to run for Ashby.
Rick Cerrone, the runner now for Ashby. And Gomez is going to be taken out of the ball game right now. We'll get a pinch hitter for him. Sam Ewing batting for Gomez. Ewing has appeared in 18 games. He has 4 hits and 30 trips. That's the batting mark of 133. E-W-I-N-G. Sam Ewing coming into bat. Well, we've got word now from our scorekeeper, Vince Desmond, that the Yankees came up with 7 runs in the 4th inning at Fenway Park. Fred Stanley had a grand slam home run to spark that 7-run surge. The Yankees now lead 7-4 over the Boston Red Sox at Fenway Park in the 4th inning. Well, here's Ewing at the bat. Runners at first base. One man down, seventh inning. Blue Jays tied with the Tigers 2-2, and Baker still taking his time. Steve still not quite ready. Throws over to first, and the runner Cerrone is back in time. Foul to the screen. He did not get around on the fastball. Ewing took a pretty good cut at that one, but just fouled it away. Ewing broke in, you remember, with the White Sox, and then came to Toronto last year. Takes a strike. It was a curve. He changed up and got his curve over. Lewisburg, Tennessee is his hometown. Born there, raised here, still lives there. Took left-hand batter waiting, but the throw goes to first instead, and the runner Cerrone gets back easily. Now Baker looking into Parrish to get his sign again. Here's a pitch. Ewing takes the ball low. 1-2 the count on Stamp. Willie Upshaw, the leadoff man, waiting at the on-deck circle for the Jays. Baker ready, delivers, slow curve, hangs high, 2-2 the count on Ewing. Baker seems to be a very relaxed young man out there on the mound. Nice, easy motion. Longer lead for Cerrone at first base. Thompson holding on the bag with him. There he goes. The pitch is taken. It's a ball. Throw by Parrish to second. He is out at second base. Chamel puts the tag on Cerrone. Going on that pitch. And they are 2 down. Shotgun by Parrish. Cutting him down there. Base is empty. 2 down, 7th inning. Game tied 2-2. It's a 3-2 count on Ewing. And the windup in the pitch. He swings as a base hit to right field. Reached out on a high pitch and drilled it to right for a single. That is the 5th hit for the Toronto Blue Jays. And the batter now will be Willie Upshaw.
Another runner going in this time. That may be Milner. I'm not sure. He's not. Oh, it's Tim Johnson. All right. He's not even on our scorecard.
Tim Johnson, the former Milwaukee player. Oh, Willie Upshaw will be the batter with Johnson at first base. And here's the left-handed batter waiting. He's 0 for 3 for the night. Throw to first to Thompson. Back in time is Johnson. 2-2 tie. Blue Jays batting 7th inning. They've got a man on and 2 down. Upshaw looks at a fastball wide, high and away from Baker. Bob Baylor waiting at the on-deck circle for Toronto. Short lead at first. Johnson, he does not go. The pitch is a strike called on the inside corner, 1-1. Rodriguez coming in a step or so at third base. He's still wide of the bag on the left-hand batter. The outfield on Upshaw straight away. Fairly deep. I'd say normal depth. Baker steps off the slab, straddles it out there. Nothing happens over there at first base. Johnson edging off a little farther. Doesn't go. The pitch is swung on a bounding ball to Baker. He has it. Here's a throw to first. The inning's over. And it's no runs on the 1 hit. A walk, no errors, and 1 man left. We go to the 8th inning. Tigers 2, Toronto 2. couple of changes now for the Blue Jays as the Tigers batted this 2-2 tie in the 8th inning. Tim Johnson playing shortstop. Rick Cerrone is the new catcher. Lou Whitaker will try to get it going with the Tigers, try to break out of this 2-2 deadlock in the 8th inning. Whitaker, the ninth man in the batting order for Ralph House. He'll be followed by LaFleur, and then it'll be Kemp.
Number 9, Mr. Now catches for
Hiller keeping loose in the Detroit bullpen. There's a fly ball over towards first base. Mayberry, between home and first, is there to make the catch in fair territory for the out. 1 pitch and 1 away in the Tiger 8th inning. Here comes LaFleur, who singled his first 2 times and then hit a hard one-hopper to the shortstop to be thrown out in the 5th inning the last time it batted. Tigers have not had a hit since the 4th. They've had only 1 runner since that time. Sammy walked with 1 out in the 7th. There's a bunt toward first base. Fielded by the pitcher, Garvin. He makes the play by himself. That was the only way he could get LaFleur. The momentum of his fielding the ball just carried him on to first base. After he had left the mound, he just kept on moving when he gloved the ball, and he beat LaFleur to first. So there are 2 quick Tiger outs, 2 pitches and 2 down in the 8th inning. That'll bring up Kemp against the left-hander. He's gone 0 for 3, bounced to second twice, the second time into a double play. And the last time he batted, he flied to center. 2-2 tie, 8th inning in Toronto. High, hard curve outside ball 1. Howell at third base, right even with the bag. The other infielders are back. The outfield is deep. Now Garvin winds, delivers. It's a curve over for a strike. 1-1 the count on Steve Kemp. He'll be followed by Rusty Staub.
31,625.
31,625. You probably heard that announcement in the background. That's the paid attendance. 31,625. A good turnout here tonight. On a Tuesday night in Toronto, the Tigers and the Blue Jays. Now the wind-up by Garvin. He pitches. Here's a swing and a miss. Kemp swung himself out of the batter's box. 2-2 on Steve. Last we had from Boston, the Yankees were leading the Red Sox 7-4 in the 4th inning. Boston got 4 in the 2nd. The Yankees got 7 in the 4th. Here's the 2-2 serve. He takes the curve outside. Full count on him. Remember, Paul Carrier has all the scores on the scoreboard show when the game's over, so be sure to stay tuned to that. Here's the full count pitch on the way. He swings at a bounding ball to Tim Johnson at short. He gloves it near second, flips it over to first to Mayberry, out. On a close play is Kemp, and the side retired. They go down 1-2-3 in the Tiger 8. Here come the Jays to bat in their 8th inning. Tigers 2, Toronto 2.
Okay, fans, settle in for another bat in the Labatt's Baseball Trivia Quiz. You ready? What starting pitcher holds the record for being taken out of a game the most times in a single season? Try to remember, and while you do, here's something else to remember.
Remember Labatt, the clear water, blue sky, taste of Canada beer. Labatt.
Yes, fans, the best beer Canada brews is here, Labatt's. It's imported for your special times. Shipped fresh to you with pride. Labatt's, the Clearwater Blue Sky taste of Canada beer. Brewed in Canada since 1828. Okay, now, in 1965, Jim Cott started 42 games for the Twins, but he went the route only 7 times. Cott was yanked in 35 games, the most ever for a starter. Did you remember that? Then you just knocked out the pitcher in the Labatt's Baseball Trivia Quiz, brought to you by Labatt Importers, Amherst, New York.
Tie, last half the 8th inning in Toronto. Bob Baylor, the number 2 hitter, will lead it off. Howell and Carty scheduled to follow against the young Tiger right-hander Steve Baker. Baylor has bounced out twice and popped up to shortstop once. open stance, right-hand batting outfielder Bob Baylor ducks an inside fastball, ball one. The last half of the 8th inning is underway. Blue Jays 2 runs, 5 hits. The Tigers 2 runs and 4 hits. There's a chopper hit foul down past third base. 1-1 the count on him. Jack Billingham pitches tomorrow night for the Tigers. Tom Underwood will be on the mound for the opposition. Here's a pitch in too close. 2-1 the count. Underwood has a 3-7 record. Billingham has won 5 and lost 4. Baker looking him over. 2-1 the count on Baylor. He cuts and misses on a fastball. 2-2. Rodriguez deepens his position at third. He's very near the line on the right-hand batter. Leading it off in the 8th. Here it comes. He swings and it's a pop-up back at the short left. Trammell is there waiting. He has it for the out. Here's Roy Howell. Howell, a left-hand batting third baseman. Mounts the shortstop twice. The middle turn, he drew a base on ball. Now it's Thompson's turn to play deep and guard the line with the left-hand batter up there. And time called at the plate. Parrish wants to have a little confab with his pitcher, Steve Baker. I'll throw a baseball party for your group at Tiger Stadium. Keep your groups together on a Simpta bus. And we will provide adjacent tickets for your group. All you do is call Simpta Busball 962-9800. That's Simpta Busball 962-9800. Fastball outside from Baker. 1-0 the count on Roy Howell. He cuts on a line drive right to Thompson, who caught it in foul territory at deep first base. Too many times you can catch a foul ball on a line drive, but Thompson was playing over there, guarding the line. So there are 2 down, and Rico Carty steps up. Rico bounced to second, bounced to third, and then had a single. Trammell is out in left center field on him. That's how deep he is on Rico. They got Whitaker out in right center field. Baker winds and pitches, and Carty takes the ball low, bouncing off the mid of Parrish. 2-2 tie, 8th inning in Toronto. Mayberry waiting on deck. Carty takes a 0-1, 2-0 on him. Steve Baker winds and pitches. Carty swings and misses. Pulled himself out of the batter's box with that swing. 2-1 on the veteran. He'll be 39 years old in September. Rico Carty. Rodriguez very deep at third. Now time called. The ball got away from the Tiger bullpen and rolled all the way into the plate. Throwing down there from right field toward home plate area. Steve Baker looks around. Now he's ready again. The 2-1 pitch, and Carty cuts in the bounding ball. Deep shortstop. Trammell charges, has it. Here's a long throw to first. He got him, throwing him out from short left field. They go down 1-2-3 in the Toronto 8th inning. And the Tigers now come into bat in the 9th. The game tied. Detroit 2, Toronto 2.
There's a big M sign round the corner, down the road and up the street. And there's a friend of mine round that corner, someone you all know and someone you'd be glad to meet.
You know, there's a special additive at your nearby Marathon station. Something that can add value to your life and the life of your car. Something you can get only at your Marathon station. What it is your Marathon Man. Because your Marathon Man is somebody who believes it's not old-fashioned to give people what they pay for, plus a little bit more. He's there to do it better, and do it the way he'd want it done if he were you. If you don't already know him, well, you really ought to.
together. With a friend you'll do it better. Go see your Marathon Man.
Marathon Oil Company. We got together to do it better.
Put your finger on the pulse of industry and finance with Business Barometer. This is Jim Martin inviting you to join me evenings at 6:30 here on WJR.
Rusty Staub to try to get it started in the Tiger ninth inning. It is a 2-2 deadlock here in Toronto. 2 runs, 5 hits for the Blue Jays. 2 runs, 4 hits for Detroit. Neither team's made an error. The 2 starters are still in there. Jerry Garvin, the Toronto left-hander, and the right-hander of the Tigers, Steve Baker. Well, here's the pitch to Rusty. And he takes the curve outside. The ninth inning has started. Staub without a hit tonight. He's bounced twice to second. The middle time at bat, he fly to right. 0 for 3 for the designated batter. He swings as a line drive to the right field corner. Hutton chasing. Can't get it. It's up against the fence. Staub is holding with a very long single. That ball bounced right back off the top of the padding into the bare hand of Tommy Hutton, and he rifled it into second base. Now we'll get a runner. Dillard has come in to run for Staub at first base. That's the first Tiger hit since the home run by Stanley tied the game in the 4th inning. Man on first, Steve Dillard, the brand new daddy. Mayberry will hold on the bag with him. Thompson at the plate. He singled in the run in the first inning. Fly to left in the 4th and struck out swinging in the 6th inning against the left-hander Garvin. Oh, the lead run is down first base for the Tigers. Infield is halfway up. They've got Howell in close at third. Here's Thompson waiting on Garvin's delivery. And he bumps the ball back to Garvin. He fields it, throws to second, and the Dillard is out on the 4th. Punted the ball a little bit too straight and a little bit too hard to the pitcher. And instead of getting the sacrifice, it's a forced out at second base. Oh, the batter now will be Rodriguez for the man on and the man out of the ninth inning. Aurelio looking for his first hit tonight against this left-hander. He flied to right in the first, bounced to third in the 4th, flied out to fairly deep center field in the 7th. 0 for 3 for the right-hand batting third baseman, Rodriguez. Mayberry trying to keep Thompson close at first. And Garvin fires over there. Thompson back in time. Second tag by Mayberry, not successful. 2-2 tie, ninth inning, 1 on, 1 out for Detroit. There's a curve. It's over but low. Ball 1. Artificial turf in this ballpark, Exhibition Stadium in Toronto. He swings and misses sort of a sweeping cut of an inside curve, 1-1. Once again, we've got a very silent crowd here. 31,000, but not making any noise at the moment. So the first, Thompson back safely. So far, this game has belonged to the 2 pitchers, Garvin and Baker. Each team with 5 hits, each team with 2 runs. Bounding ball to third, foul, just outside the bag. 1-2, the count on Aurelio. We'll be on the air tomorrow night with our pregame show at 7:15. The game starts at 7:30. It'll be Jack Billingham against Tom Underwood. Last game of the trip for the Tigers. There's a line drive base hit to center. Thompson turning at second. Now he's going to hold there with a center fielder Baylor flipping the ball back into shortstop Johnson. And the Tigers have 2 men on, 1 man down in a 2-2 tie in the ninth inning with Mickey Stanley coming to bat. That's the 6th Tiger hit. They've had 5 singles on a home run by Stanley. Mickey has a pop to third, a home run, and then a base on ball. Well, here comes Hartsfield out. He's got his jacket on, walking toward the mound. He might want to make a pitching change here. We'll wait and see.
He's got Tom Murphy, the right-hander, down there ready to go, Ernie. I think that's probably the move he's going to make.
Yep, he has patted Garvin on the back, motion with the right hand, and that will be Murphy trotting in now to take over and pitch to Stanley or maybe a bench batter for Mickey. We'll just have to wait and see what move Ralph House wants to make. But Mr. Garvin does a good job on the mound and leaves the Tigers threatening here in a tie game. Runners at first and second.
Garvin goes 8 1/3 innings. Pitched a strong game against the Tigers, who picked up a pair of hits here in the 9th inning, but had not had hits from the 4th inning on after Stanley hit his home run to tie the ball game. Garvin allowed a base runner in the 7th inning with a walk, and that was it until the leadoff hit against the fence in right field by Rusty Staub. But now the veteran and oft-used right-handed relief pitcher Tom Murphy takes over. Garvin has given up the 2 runs and the 6 Tiger hits. He walked 2 and struck out 2. Check to see how much Murphy has been used. This will be his 24th appearance of the year. Murphy's won 2 and lost 5, has an earned run average of 3.82, but he has 5 saves to his credit. The only he and Willis, the left-hander who had been listening down there earlier, the only 2 members of the mound staff with saves for the Blue Jays so far this year. Now, Stanley still has a bat in his hands, and Ralph Houck is not going to play the percentages here. He's going to go with Mickey, who hit the ball awfully hard against Garvin. Well, the right-hander is a different matter, as Stanley has in the past had difficulty with right-hand hitters or pitchers. The roar in the background is for the posting of an updated score of the game in Fenway Park. The fans were a little bit behind. The scoreboard had indicated just a little while ago that the Red Sox had a 4-0 lead, and then up came the word that the Yankees had scored 7 times and now lead it 7-4. The Red Sox, of course, won the opener of that series 10-4 last night. Murphy says he's ready to go. Stanley stepping into the batter's box. 2 on, 1 out here on the Tiger ninth. Ernie?
Now a couple of veterans against each other. Murphy is a 31-year-old reliever who's been around quite a bit, born in Cleveland. Pitched for quite a few ball clubs in the Major League, including California, Milwaukee, the Cardinals, and the Red Sox. Here's the set on the pitch, and Stanley takes a fastball low from Murphy. Ball 1. 2 men on, 1 man down. A game tied 2-2, 9th inning. Tigers trying to get it going here and break this tie, and also break out of their losing streak that has reached 7 straight. Now the set by Murphy. Stanley waits at the plate. Here's the pitch. Mickey swings, fouls it away. This will be in the seats on the first base side. 1-1, the count on Mickey Stanley. He'll be followed by Parrish. It was Mickey's home run that tied the game in the 4th inning. Nobody's had a run since that time. Rodriguez at first, Thompson at second base. Edging off a little further, each one of them. Here's a pitch. It is a ball outside. Cerrone made a good stop of a low outside fastball. 2-1, the count on Stanley. Mickey stepped away from the plate for a moment. Murphy working slower than his predecessor Garvin did. Now the right-hander takes his set and pitches. Stanley swings on the chopper, hit back to Murphy. The pitcher goes to second for 1. The relay to third is not in time, and Thompson takes third on the out. It's the 4th out at second as they get Rodriguez, the pitcher, to the second baseman. Let's pause briefly here for station identification. This is a Detroit Tiger baseball network.
Workers of the world arise with J.C. McCarthy in the morning music call. Join him Monday through Friday morning at 6 right here on WJR Radio 76 in Detroit.
Parrish at the plate now. The right-handed batting catcher has walked, struck out, and flied to center. Stanley at first and Thompson at third. 2 men out in the 9th inning. The Tigers tied with Toronto 2-2. There's a fake by Murphy on the mound, but the runners are right on the bases, so he didn't fool anybody. So the fake to third and then turn and throw to first. Parrish leaning and waiting on the right-hander. The pitch is a ball low. It gets by the catcher, Cerrone. Here comes Thompson, and he scores a tie-breaking run. Stanley goes to second. It'll be a wild pitch by Murphy. And the Tigers go in front on the wild pitch with 2 down in the 9th inning. They lead it 3-2. Time call for a moment. A new ball put in play by Al Clark. Plate umpire walking it out to the mound to give it to Murphy. Parrish at the plate. Stanley on second. 2 down. Tigers in front. 3-2. It is a ball in close. This time the Tigers have led since the 3rd inning. Now, Tom Murphy ready, delivers, and it is a strike call. He got a slider over. 2-1. 3-2, Detroit leading in the 9th. Parrish waits on a 2-1 pitch. Here it comes. He takes the strike. Even on him now, 2-2. That run is charged to Garvin, the outgoing pitcher. Swing and a miss, struck him out the side, retired, but the Tigers get 1 run on 2 hits. No errors, 1 man left. We go to the last half of the 9th inning. Detroit 3, Toronto 2.
There are 2 things I remember about 58. I spent more on oil from my hair than on oil from a car. And I bought my first Chevy. It's also the year I started using Champions. Now in 66, I remember 2 more things. A silver Corvette and a redhead named Georgette.
No matter where you are, Champion.
This year I got myself a Chevy wagon and 4 more things to remember. Billy Jr., Billy Joe, Billy Jr., and Billy Bob. I've had a lot of different kinds of Chevys over the years, but one kind of spark plug, Champion.
You can buy a better plug for any kind of car than Champion. Champion. You can buy a better plug no matter where you are than Champion. Champion, number 1 in the world. Number 1 in your car.
Did I forget someone? Did I forget Billy Jack?
Tigers lead 3-2. Here come the Blue Jays to bat in the last half of the 9th inning. It'll be John Mayberry to lead it off. Mayberry, Hutton, and McKay, the first 3 scheduled batters against the young right-hander Steve Baker. Now, the Tigers scoring on a wild pitch in the 9th inning with 2 down to take a 3-2 lead. Mayberry's had a perfect night. 2 singles and a walk. 2 for 2 for John. As the last half of the night gets underway, Hiller is throwing in the bullpen for the Tigers. Mayberry taking a couple of practice cuts before he decides to step in. Left-hand batting, John Mayberry at the plate. The Keystone combination deep out in the outfield against him, and he takes a strike. Tommy Hutton waiting his hitting turn. Baker checks his time with his catcher Parrish and delivers. Here's a foul to the screen. 2 strikes on Mayberry. 3-2, Tigers lead, 9th inning in Toronto. Now they've got Trammell farther over to the glove side. He's out in center field. He's almost on the right field side of center. And Rodriguez is playing about what would be shortstop. Here's the pitch. Mayberry swings, hits one toward Rodriguez. And he gloves it near second base. Throw to Thompson, got him. That play will be scored third to first, but actually he was playing shortstop at the time. Tommy Hutton will be the batter now, the left-hand hitting outfielder. Tommy is bounced to the pitcher, fly to right, and drops to second base. And McKay waits on deck with one down and nobody on to the ninth inning. Baker pitches high and outside for the fastball. Ball one on Hutton. 3-2, Tigers lead the Blue Jays, ninth inning. Steve Baker checking his sign with Parrish. Works again. The pitch is high and outside. 2-0 to count on Tommy. Parrish trotting out the top with his pitcher for a moment. Settle him down. Baker has walked 4 and struck out 2. Hutton still out of the batter's box, now steps in. 2-0 to count on Tommy. Wind up and the pitch. He takes a high one, ball 3. McKay waiting on deck, and Hutton has worked the count to 3-0. Miller keeps on throwing in the bullpen. Here's the windup. Here's the pitch. He walked him. It was high and outside. That'll put the tying run on. Here comes Ralph Houk walking from the dugout. Taking a quick look down the bullpen. He's not given a sign yet that he wants Hiller. Now he has. He gives it right before he reaches the mound, so that will be all for young Mr. Baker, who has pitched a good, strong game and leads the game with a tying run at first base. And the Tigers are ahead 3-2, but here comes Hiller now. See what he can do to try to choke off the Blue Jays here in the ninth inning.
Well, both starting pitchers lasted 8 in the third innings. Murphy taking over for Garvin at the top of this inning with 1 out. And here in the bottom half, Hiller comes on, and history is repeating itself. Or at least Tiger fans hope history will repeat itself, because you may recall, I was just checking back on the books, the last 7-game losing streak the Tigers had when they dropped those games in Baltimore and Boston was ended by a combination of Steve Baker and John Hiller. The Orioles had come back to Detroit and won the opener of a 2-game series, and the Tigers wound up beating Baltimore, as Baker went 7 innings and then gave way to Hiller, who worked the last 2 innings. And Baker was the stopper for the Tigers as he picked up his first major league victory, ending the 7-game losing streak. Well, the Tigers are trying to end another 7-game losing streak with the same combination of Steve Baker and John Hiller. They've got the 1-run lead here in the bottom of the ninth inning, but they walked. The left-hand hitting Tommy Hutton was the undoing of Baker on the mound, and Hiller takes over. Hiller, coming on for the 23rd time this year, all as a relief pitcher, has won 5 and lost 3. John has 7 saves to his credit and an earned run average of 2.49. John's family on hand here at the ball game. Of course, he hails from the Toronto area. John did not have good fortune over here the first year of existence of the Blue Jays last year, but has pitched strongly against them in relief this year. He says he's ready to go. Ernie?
Well, we've got a couple of Canadians facing each other now. McKay at the plate and John Hiller on the mound. Man on first base for the Toronto Blue Jays. And the Tigers lead them in the ninth inning 3-2. There's 1 man out. Well, McKay, switch batter, will move around now and bat right-handed against Hiller. The infield will be in double play depth. They'll have Rodriguez guarding the line at third, right behind the bag, and Thompson will hold at first base with a runner over there, Tommy Hutton. Meanwhile, Foucault starting to loosen in the Tiger bullpen. Well, that's the situation here in Dorado in the ninth inning. Hiller steps, and that it is. And there's a half cut. It is fouled away. Strike 1 on McKay. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for Detroit. The Blue Jays have 2 runs, 5 hits, and they've made no errors. Outfield to left and fairly deep on McKay. Hutton with a longer lead off first base. Now the pitch is cut on and missed. He went for the changeup. Strike two, the count on McKay. John Hillis trying to slam the door in their face. Now checks out his time with catcher Parrish. Hutton leads off again from first base. Here's the pitch. He swings and pops it up over near third base. Here comes Parrish. May not have the room, and he can't get it. It's the top of the dugout roof. The wind probably took that one and blew it out of their reach. Trammell was all the way over there. So was Rodriguez. So was Parrish. Well, it fell out of play. Still 2 strikes on McKay. Thompson trying to keep that runner Hutton close at first base. 1 down in the 9th inning. Tigers lead by a run, 3-2 in Toronto. Hutton moving out the bag a little bit. Hiller looks over there, takes his set position. And the pitch, McKay takes the fastball high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. He stands forward in the batter's box, McKay does. And Hiller pitches, McKay takes outside, 2-2. Breaking ball didn't get over. Oh, Hiller gets another ball to work with. And the tension mounts here in Toronto in the 9th inning. Looking into the sun again. Now Hiller goes to the set position. And delivers. Here's a fly ball into left field. Kemp going back. He'll have room. He's under it, waiting. He makes the catch. Hutton tags it first and heads to second and then gets on back. So McKay is out on the fly ball to left to Kemp. And the batter now will be Rick Cerrone, the catcher. Right-hand hitter. And this will be his first time at bat. Rick came into the ball game as a runner. Ran for Ashby in the 7th inning and then stayed in to catch. A .235 hitter, no home runs and 8 RBIs. Cerrone. Cerrone takes the ball low. It gets by Parrish. And Hutton does not go. He had a pretty good lead at first base and then played it safely and then tried to make second. As Parrish recovered the ball to his left. A time called, and umpire Clark tosses another ball out to Hiller. Cerrone standing deep, waiting, feet close together. Right-hand batter takes a strike. Hiller got his curve across on Rick, 1-1. Cerrone, you may remember, broke his thumb against the Tigers early in the season last year and missed a good part of the campaign. Caught most of the time at Charleston. Here's the pitch. He swings and fouls it to the screen. That time Hiller fed him a fastball. He didn't quite get around on it. 1-2 the count on Cerrone. 2 down the 9th inning. The Tigers lead it 3-2. Man on first is Hutton. Thompson holding on the bag with him. Cerrone waiting on Hiller's next pitch. Here it comes. He takes the ball outside. Missed the far corner with a fastball. 2-2 the count on Rick Cerrone. Infielders are all deep, except Thompson, who's holding on the base with the runner over there. That's Hutton at first base. Now Hiller ready again, and pitches. It is a swing and a foul out of play. He kept the Blue Jays in the ball game by fouling off that strike. The count on Rick Cerrone in the 9th inning. Waiting on the next one. Here it comes. He takes the ball in close. Just off the inside corner. And it is a full count on Cerrone. That'll give Hutton a chance to get up and go on this 2-out situation with 3-2. Next batter Tim Johnson waiting on deck. Ninth inning, Tigers lead by a run, 3-2 with 2 outs. Hiller ready, delivers. There's a ball low. He whopped him. Johnson is going back toward the dugout. We may get a hitter for him. 2 men on for the Jays now. I believe this is Otto Velez. Yep. Otto Velez, the right-hand batting outfielder, will step in against Hiller now. 2 men on. 2 men out in the ninth inning. The Tigers have a 1-run margin, 3-2. Velez hitting .214, 1 home run, and 10 RBIs. He's batting for Tim Johnson. Outfield very deep, the infield back all the way around. Last year, he hit a home run as a pinch hit 3-run homer against John Hiller on the 14th of April. Close stance batter batting against the left-hander Hiller. And he takes the ball outside. Velez, former Yankee property, came to this club in the expansion draft. He takes the ball in too close. Shooting on Otto Velez. Hiller trying to get out of trouble in the ninth inning. Tigers lead by 1, 3-2. Man on second is Hutton. The man on first is Cerrone. Velez waits on the next delivery and swings as they drive to left field. It'll be a base hit. He steals the ball on 1 hop. Rounding third is Hutton. He will score, and the game is tied in the ninth inning. On a single by Velez, stopping at second is Cerrone. And the Blue Jays have tied the game at 3-3 with 2 down in the ninth. A line drive to deep left field, enabling Hutton to score the tying run. Now the batter will be the top man in the batting order, Willie Upshaw. Two men out of the ninth. The game deadlocked at 3-3. Hiller ready, kicks and deals. It is a ball in too close on Willie. Tigers got 1 in the ninth. The Jays have come back with 1 in the ninth, and they are still alive. It's a strike called. 1-1, the count on Upshaw. Hiller was 1 strike away from a Tiger victory, but the Blue Jays wouldn't quit. Now the 1-1 delivery. He swings at a bounding ball hit to Whitaker. He has it as a flip over to first. The inning is over, and we go into extra innings. But the Blue Jays tie the game with a run in the ninth inning. 1 run on a couple of walks and a single. No errors, 2 runners are left, and at the end of 9, the Detroit Tigers 3, the Toronto Blue Jays 3. Tigers coming to bat in the 10th inning now. The game is deadlocked at 3-3. Let's tune in on Paul Carey.
All right, Ernie, thank you. We've got defensive changes necessitated by the changes in batting in the 9th inning. On the last days in the game to play left field, Willie Upshaw moves over to center, and Bob Baylor moves into shortstop from center with Tim Johnson out of the ball game. Trammell, leading off for the Tigers, takes the ball. Tom Murphy on the mound. Well, John Hiller within 1 out of saving a Tiger win, but it wasn't to be. There's a fly ball lifted to center. It's fairly deep. Upshaw on the run. He's back there on the warning track. Makes the catch. Just in front of the wall, in front of the 375-foot mark. So Trammell got awfully good wood on that pitch of Tom Murphy. But Upshaw can go and get him. And he went and got that one. Oh, there's one down on the Tiger 10th inning. Here's Lou Whitaker, who didn't do a thing with the starter Jerry Garvin 0 for 3. The pitch from Murphy. There's a called strike on Lou. The windup by Murphy. Kicks and fires. Swung on. A drive toward the left field. It is in for a fair ball. Velez over to cut it off. The throw to second not in time. A double for Whitaker. That ball, a slicing drive down the left field line. Velez cut it off before it got to the wall, but Whitaker's speed enabled him to get to second base. So the Tigers get a man in scoring position with one out here in the 10th inning. And Ron LaFleur will be the batter. Ron facing a right-handed pitcher for the first time in the game. He is 2 for 4 tonight. And singles his first 2 trips against the starter Garvin. There's the pickoff bluff by Murphy.
July 3rd.
We're getting the word that this is Baylor's first appearance at shortstop since last July. That was his old position back in the Baltimore organization. The pitch to the plate. LaFleur takes outside. The fastball. Oh, setting that defense again. It's Howell at third, Baylor at short, McKay at second, Mayberry at first. In the outfield, Velez in left, Upshaw in center, Hutton in right. And Cerrone behind the plate. The pitch. Swung on, a little tapper foul to the left of the plate.
Pitching line on Steve Baker, 8 1/3 inning.
Whitaker at second, one down on the Tiger 10th inning.
All earned, 5-1, 2 strikeouts.
Well, the Blue Jays have only played 3 extra inning games, while the Tigers have played 7. The set by Murphy. Looks back at second. The pitch to LaFleur, but time is called. The pitch comes to the plate anyway. Time is called. The pitch comes to the plate anyway. Ron having asked for time. Murphy took too long. So it's no pitch. Tigers have won 4 of the 7 extra inning games. And the Jays, having played only 3, have won 1 and lost 2. The stretch by Murphy, the look to second. And the pickoff attempt, but Whitaker gets back in safely. Second baseman McKay sneaking in. Well, the Tigers came close to ending their losing streak in regulation 9 innings, but it was not to be as the Jays came up with a run to tie it. Here's the pitch, and it's inside, the fastball, brushing Ron back. 2-1, the count on LaFleur. 6'3", right-hander Tom Murphy goes to the belt. The 2-1 pitch. Check swing foul into the Tiger dugout, bouncing off the facing of it. 2-2 count on LaFleur. He tried to hold back. Right-hander in the bullpen loosening. That's Kirkwood, with a possible starter in this series against Detroit. There's ball 3. Full count now on LaFleur. And the left-hander down there is Willis, who has been up and down throughout the game. Whitaker is second, one away. The 3-2 pitch swung on a hopper toward short. Baylor has the nice hop to throw to first. LaFleur is out. Whitaker takes third. So it's up to Steve Kemp if the Tigers are to do anything here in the 10th inning against Murphy. And Kemp is hitless in 4 trips in this game. Conference at the mound, Hartsfield coming out. He may choose to call upon Willis. In fact, there's the signal right now. We're going to get the left-hander in here to face Kemp. Hartsfield figuring that Ralph Houk will probably not be pulling any of the next 3 who are left-handed batters. Kemp. Well, let's see. We don't know who the DH is going to be. It's Milt May, huh? All right, he has been on the on-deck circle. But it'll be Kemp, the man to face Mike Willis here. Murphy leaves, having worked one full inning. He didn't allow a run and gave up one hit. Didn't walk anybody and struck out one. So while Willis tunes up, we'll take another quick look at that scoreboard, Ernie. Okay, ready to go. Kemp standing in, waiting on the left-hander Willis. Here's the first pitch to him. It's a curve high. Ball one on Steve. Whitaker at third, 2 down. At the top of the 10th inning, the game tied 3-3. A windup from the left-hander. Here's the pitch. Curve is in for a strike. Big benders both times to Kemp. Willis has won 1 and lost 2. Has 3 saves to his credit. He's appearing for the 22nd time this year. Swung on. There's a fly ball to left field. It's fairly deep, but Velez will have the room. He makes the catch, and that's all for Detroit in the 10th inning. So Willis comes out of the bullpen to get the left-hand hitting Kemp, and for Detroit in the 10th. No runs, a hit, no errors. They leave a man at third. After 9.5 innings of play, it's still the Tigers 3, Toronto 3. They made note on the board to the effect that Bob Baylor hit a 13th inning home run to beat the Tigers here in July of last year, and Baylor is leading off the 10th inning against John Hiller. Baylor hitless in 4 trips against the Tiger starter Steve Baker. Bounced out twice and popped out twice. Drove on the run with a ground out in the 3rd inning. It's blowing inside, ball 1. All of the Toronto runs charged to the starter, Steve Baker. He walked Tommy Hutton, who scored the tying run in the 9th inning. There's a fly ball foul down past the Blue Jays dugout. Chasing is Rodriguez and Trammell, and they won't get it. It's up in about 3 rows. Both over there, right by the railing. And the umpire, Terry Cooney, right on top of the plate to make a call. Baylor, Howell, and Carty, the 3 scheduled batters here in the 10th inning for Toronto against John Hiller. We're waiting for Trammell and Rodriguez to reset themselves at their positions. Here's the windup by Hiller, the pitch. Swung on, line drive to center, a base hit for Baylor, leading off the 10th inning. Number 1 comes through to get on base in the 10th inning for the Jays. And that'll bring up Roy Howell. Bounced out twice, lined out to Thompson and walked the other trip. 0 for 3 for Howell, a left-hand batter. But a strong left-handed batter. And the Jays get the leadoff man on. Tigers got their 2nd man of the 10th inning on at second base. He got as far as 3rd, and that was it. Here's the set, the pitch. And it's taken for a strike. Howell shortened. Looked like he was going to bunt. It is a sacrifice situation here. And the Tigers had their men charging from the corners, Thompson and Rodriguez. Big lead at first for Baylor, who has good speed. The pitch is high, and Howell could not bunt that one. High and inside. He had just simply to duck out of the way of it. Three tie, and they last to the 10th inning. Baylor at first, nobody out. The pitch. Howell takes it. Ruled a ball outside, a very close one. So a 2-1 count now on Howell. Walk got the Tigers in trouble in the 9th inning. Baker walking Hutton before he departed with 1 out. And then Rick Cerrone walked to move Hutton into scoring position. A runner goes, it's swung on. There's a drive, deep right center field. LaFleur goes back. He's there, makes the catch. And Baylor has to return to first base. Possibility that Baylor might have been able to reach second had he been tagging on that play. But he took off on the pitch. And thus was down at second and had no chance. He had to head back to the bag. So there's 1 out with Baylor at first. That ball hit well by Howell. Here's Rico Carty. 1 for 4 for Carty. He singled in the 6th inning. Rico with not much speed afoot. And the Tigers looking for something on the ground they can convert into a double play here. The pitch from Hillard. A little low, ball one. On deck is John Mayberry. Select the first now by Hillard. He delivers. Swung on. There's a base hit to left field in the hole between short and third. Holding at second is Baylor. Kemp up with the ball, rifling it into Trammell. So the Jays have a man in scoring position now in the 10th inning with one down. Baylor down at second. He's the big one right here. Carty on at first with one away. And the batter will be Mayberry. Let's see how the Tigers play this. They have, with the bases empty for John before, have overshifted. But now, with the potential game-winning run down at second base, the person of Bob Baylor, they are checking in on the Tiger dugout. Going to play back on the right side, but not nearly as far back as they had before from Mayberry. The pitch from Hiller, it is low, pops out of the mid of Parrish, but no advance. Big John has two singles, a walk, and a bounce out to third. 2 for 3 tonight. Hiller ready, delivers high, 2-0 on Mayberry. Tommy Hutton, the left-hand batter, is the next man due up. John Hiller in trouble here in the bottom of the 10th inning. Trying to keep the Tigers even with the Jays. Give them another shot in the 11th. Here's his stretch. The 2-0 pitch. Strike called, and Mayberry didn't like the call. He got the curve in that time. Mayberry backing out of the batter's box has some words for Alan Clark, the plate umpire. Clark talking right back at him. 2-1 count on Mayberry. He's back in now, waiting on Hiller. The pitch to John. He swings. There's a fly ball to drop into left center field. Trammell goes back. Great catch. The throw back to second. It'll be a double play and retire the side. Baylor had headed on home. He thought that ball was going to drop in, and Trammell raced back, made an over-the-shoulder backhanded catch, and then while turning, fired to Whitaker to double off Baylor. They needn't have hurried. Baylor was almost to home plate by the time the throw reached second base. Well, that's all for the Jays in the 10th inning. For Toronto, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, a man left, and after 10 innings of play, it's still the Tigers 3, Toronto 3. Well, we're in the 11th inning, and John Walkenfuss will be the Tigers' designated hitter. As Ernie pointed out just a second ago, while Rusty Staub was batting in this position, he left for the pinch runner Steve Dillard, and officially, Walkenfuss is batting for Dillard, who was in as a pinch runner. Now the pitch to Walkenfuss. He takes the strike. Walkenfuss hitting .267. He checks his swing and fouls it out of the mid of Cerrone. 2 strikes on Johnny B. That was a big curve from the left-hander Mike Willis. Walkenfuss has 1 home run, 3 RBIs. 2 strikes on Walkenfuss, leading off the 11th for Detroit. Jason Thompson on deck. Oridio Rodriguez, the next Tiger batter. 3-3 tie, the pitch to Walkenfuss. He swings, fly ball to center field. Should be caught. Upshaw moving in. He's there. Makes the catch. 1 away. We'll bring up Thompson. 1 for 4 tonight for Jason. He singled in a run in the first inning. Scored a run, however, in the 9th inning on a wild pitch by Tom Murphy. Mayberry is just a step away from the line, deep at first. They overshift on Thompson, the pitch to him. There's a strike. Game-saving catch by Alan Trammell kept the Tigers alive. Outside for a ball. A a great play by the rookie Tiger shortstop, going deep into left field to backhand. The pop fly by Mayberry. 1-1 count on Thompson. Willis taking a little more time. Now he's ready. Here's the pitch. Up high, 2-1. On the windup. He delivers inside to 3-1. Second baseman McKay is playing short right field on Thompson now. He's backed up even further. The pitch from Willis. Curve is high, and Thompson gets a walk. First walk issued by Willis, who had ended the game in the 10th inning. And Jason gets on base with one down here in the 11th inning. Bringing up Aurelio Rodriguez. 1 for 4 for Rodriguez. He singled to center his last time up in the 9th inning.
The third baseman, number 4, Aurelio Rodriguez.
More activity down in the bullpen as Willis gets set to work and then steps off the slab, bluffing Thompson back to the bag. The right-hander Kirkwood again loosening in the bullpen for Toronto. Thompson trying to get a lead at first against the left-hander. A little tough to do. Mayberry hanging on the bag with him. Here's the pitch. Fastball is outside. Ball 1 on Rodriguez. Now Jason edges away from the bag. The set. And the pitch to Rodriguez. He swings a ground ball to third. Howell up with it. Goes to second. Right off the glove of McKay, bouncing into short right field. But Thompson can't advance any further. The Tigers are going to ask for obstruction or interference by McKay. They pump shoulders. It'll be an error on McKay, the second baseman, not hanging onto the throw. Here comes Ralph Housgout to check with Bill Kunkel, the crew chief down there at first base. Thompson jarred McKay after the ball had left the glove of McKay. It would have been an easy force and perhaps the double play, as the throw from Howell was right to the bag, right to the glove of McKay. It was up shoulder high, and as the ball, after the ball popped out of the glove, Thompson, in his momentum, rammed into McKay. It's a little hard to tell who interfered more with whom on that play, but the argument is going to be over. It wasn't a real case of any interference on either side. It was a case of one not knowing where the other body was, and they just collided. As a result of the collision, however, Thompson did not have a chance to get to third base. He might have been able to make it. Runners at first and second now on the error by the second baseman McKay. Mickey Stanley. Here's the set by Willis. The pitch to Stanley. It's low. Ball 1. Stanley homered off the starter Garvin in the 4th inning. 1 for 3 officially for Mickey. Tigers with a chance here now with runners at first and second and one away in the top of the 11th inning. The game tied 3-3. The pitch to Stanley. Strike called. He slipped a fast one right past Mickey. Mike Willis, 6'2", 210-pound left-hander, into the stretch. Check second. The pitch to Stanley. Swung on a bouncer towards short. Baylor has the high hop. He goes to second for one. No relay. They get the fourth at second. The Tigers have runners at first and third now, but there are 2 outs. And it's left up to Lance Parrish, who has walked, struck out twice, and hit a fly ball to short center, on which Baylor made a fine running catch. Conference with the mound. Theron goes out to talk to Willis. Well, the Tigers have a chance with 2 out runners at the corners here in the top of the 11th inning. Thompson is at third. Stanley at first. The pitch outside to Parrish. Ball 1. Most of the 31,000 plus still on hand, and some of them began to leave when the Tigers got that lead in the top of the 9th inning. They pitch to Parrish. There's a called strike. He works the outside corner on Parrish, and Plants thought it was too far away from him. 1-1 count on the Tiger catcher. Now Willis goes to the belt. The pitch to Parrish. Swung on is the fly ball to left. Velez is there. He makes the catch, and that's all for Detroit. Well, the Tigers threaten and cannot score. In the 11th inning, no runs, a walk, and an error. And 2 runners are left on base in the 11th for Detroit. After 10 and a half innings, it's still the Tigers 3, the Blue Jays 3. Well, the Tigers had men in scoring position in the top of the 11th inning. Couldn't bring them around. The Blue Jays come up in the bottom of the 11th inning with the game still tied 3-3, and Doug Alt will be the leadoff man as Alt bats for the right fielder Tommy Hutton. A-U-L-T, Doug Alt. Alt hitting .231, 1 homer, 2 RBIs. The home run came against Detroit early in this year. This will be the third pinch hitter used by Roy Hartsfield. He's had a couple of pinch runners in the game. The pitch to Alt. He cuts and misses. That ball was by him before he decided to go for it. Right-hand swinging Doug Alt at the plate against John Hiller. Hiller coming on in relief of the starter, Steve Baker, in the 9th inning. Tigers and Jays both scored in the 9th inning. The pitch from Hiller. Outside with a fast one. It's 1-1 now on Alt. Jack Dillingham and Tom Underwood face each other in the windup of the series tomorrow night. Another left-hander, Underwood, to face the Tigers. There's a swing and a fly ball sliced to right field. Long run for Stanley, but he's getting there. He makes the catch, and that's all for Alt. 1 down in the 11th inning. Dave McKay, the second baseman, who was almost a joke as a result of his error in the top of the 11th inning, will be at the plate now. 0 for 4 for McKay. He was the first man Hiller faced when he took over in the 9th inning. And he takes it low for ball 1. McKay fly to left against John. Hiller was within 1 out of putting it in the W column. Swing and a miss. But he lost Rick Cerrone on a walk that moved Tommy Hutton into scoring position, and he scored on the pinch hit single by Otto Velez that tied the game in the bottom of the 9th inning. The pitch to the plate. McKay swings and bounces a foul down the left field line. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Dave McKay. Hiller winds, and just as he's about to go, time is called. I don't know why, unless the ball got loose in the bullpen. Nobody loosening. There's a swing and a bouncer foul just outside the bag and outside the glove of Rodriguez. Radio guarding the line down there, very close to the line. The pitch. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Hiller picks up his first strikeout. There are 2 down in the 11th inning. And that'll bring up the little right-hand hitting catcher, Rick Cerrone. He's kind of a culprit in this melodrama. Cerrone working Hiller for a walk. That's a couple of very tight pitches that were ruled balls with 2 outs. He takes the strike from Hiller. On deck is Velez. Here's the pitch. Cerrone swings, fly ball lifted to short left field. Trammell backing out near the line. Makes the catch. It was a foul ball as it turns out, and that's all for the Jays in the 11th inning. As Hiller sets them down 1, 2, 3. And after 11 innings of play. Roy Hartsfield had to make another defensive change. Doug Ault, who came in to pinch hit in the 11th inning, stays in the game. He'll play left field. Otto Velez, who had tied the game with his pinch hit single in the 9th inning, moves from left to right, replacing Johnny Hutton. Alan Trammell to lead off the 12th inning here at Exhibition Stadium in Toronto. The game ties 3-3, and back to the microphone for some overtime, Ernie Harwell.
Thank you, Paul Carey. Here we go. The left-hander Willis delivers, and Trammell takes the ball outside. Allen does not have a hit, but he turned in some heroics with a great catch on a little ball hit by John Mayberry that he turned into a double play when it looked as if the ball might drop in for the game-winning hit. Willis ready now. Left hand's one at the plate. It's a ball outside. 2-0 to count on Alan Trammell. Trammell, Whitaker, and LaFleur, the first three scheduled Tiger batters, here in the 12th inning with the game tied. There's a strike. He took a fastball in above the knees. 2-1 the count on him. A National League final, the Cardinals beat the Phillies 4-2, forced the winner, Christensen, the loser. 4-2 St. Louis over the Phillies. Here's a fly ball deep center. Going back is Upshaw. He'll have room. He makes the catch in deep center field. That's the second one that Trammell has put out there, and that Upshaw has hauled in after a long run. One up and one away, and Lou Whitaker, who doubled in the 10th inning, his only hit tonight will be the batter against the left-hander Whitaker. Willis came to the Jays from the Baltimore organization. There's a curveball from him, high, ball one. Last year, his first year in the big leagues when he pitched for the Blue Jays. Now, kicks and deals. Here's a curve that's high again. 2-0 to count on Lou Whitaker. Game tied 3-3. Tigers batting in the 12th. Swinging a bounding ball on one hop to McKay at second. He flips it over to Mayberry. 2 away for the Tigers in their 12th inning. And Willis has not allowed a hit since he took over in the 10th. He's walked a man. Another one was safe on an error. Here's the only man that he has not yet faced up at the plate now against him, Ron LaFleur. Ron with a couple of singles in 5 turns at bat. Takes the ball outside. He singled his first 2 times up. Scored the first Tiger run. That came back in the first inning. 3-3 tie. Now we're in the 12th inning in Toronto. Swinging the bounding ball in a high hop to third. Howell has it. Here's the throw to Mayberry. He's got him by half a step. Very close at first base. The Tigers are out 1-2-3. And we go to the last half of the 12th inning. The Tigers 3 and Toronto 3. Otto Velez will lead it off. He's the man who hit the single that drove in the tying run in the last half of the 9th inning to send this ball game into extra innings. Now faces Hiller for the second time in this game. And the Tiger left-hander winds and pitches. There's a half cut. It is ruled a ball. He didn't go across on it. Ball one, the count on Otto. He'll be followed by Willie Upshaw and then Bob Baylor. There's a half cut, and that one is ruled a strike. He did go over on that one. 1-1 the count. Here's another National League final. Pittsburgh beats Chicago 6-1. Blyleven the winner. And Holtzman takes the loss in that game at Pittsburgh. The Pirates beat the Cubs 6-1. Here's the pitch. He takes the ball high at the shoulder. Fastball from John Hiller. 2 balls, 1 strike. That's the count on Velez, leading it off in the 12th inning for the Blue Jays. Foul, it'll reach the seats. It's over the screen and back in among the customers. 2-2 the count on him now. Trammell very deep back at shortstop. Whitaker's deep at second, but not quite as deep as Allen is. Velez waits on a 2-2 third. He swings and fouls it away. That one got the mid of Parrish, but he couldn't hold on to it. Well, Al Cora puts the new baseball in play for John Hiller. Game tied 3-3, 12th inning. Velez, a closed stance, right-hand batter waiting on a 2-2 delivery from John Hiller. Takes the ball in close, full count on him. Made Hiller throw a lot of pitches in his extra inning stint here. Now the full count pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. That time it was tipped to the mid of Parrish and he held on to it. One up and one away, and Willie Upshaw, the top of the batting order, steps up now. He struck out, bounced to short, bounced to second, bounced to the pitcher, and grounded to the second baseman. Hiller now has 2 strikeouts. Woody Upshaw, left-hand batter against the left-hand pitching of John Hiller. There's a bunt. Hiller comes off the mound to field it, grabs it, throw to first, got him. Got it with his left hand as he came back toward first base. And Upshaw tried to bunt his way on, is out. Hiller to Thompson. 2 down. Roy Hartsfield, the Blue Jay manager, has used all of his non-pitchers. He doesn't have anybody else available among the non-pitchers. Here's Bob Baylor at the plate now. 2 down, 12th inning. And he takes the Hiller breaking pitch over for a strike. Game tied 3-3 in the 12th in Toronto. Hiller rocks and delivers. Here's a pop foul that'll be in the seats over on the third base side. Strike 2, the count on Baylor. Outfield deep to left, the infield back. Baylor steps out for a moment. Right-hand batter waiting. The strike 2 delivery, swing and a fly ball at the left field. Should be caught. Kemp is coming in. He's there. He has it. And that's all in the 12th inning as the Torontos go down a 1-2-3. Steve Kemp will lead it off for the Tigers in the 13th inning. The game deadlocked 3-3. Kemp has gone 0 for 5 this evening. Now faces the left-hander Willis. Mike Willis. Came into the ball game in the 9th inning. Delivers high and tight on Kemp, ball 1. The outfield is straight up and deep, and the infield back except for the third baseman Howell. Bounding ball to the first baseman Mayberry. He makes the play unassisted. 1 up and 1 away in the Tiger 13th. The batter will be John Wackenfuss, the designated hitter. 3 left-hand batters and 1 right-hand hitter. Corcoran not in the best shape. He's still suffering with that ailing side. Wackenfuss at the plate, and he fouls it away. Back of the screen in among the customers. Hit cut out by Espinosa. The Mets beat Montreal 3-0. All outside from Willis, and the count even on Wackenfuss 1-1. The pitch, John takes it, is wide for a ball. And this has been a pitcher's game. 3-3 in the 13th. It is a low one in the dirt. 3-1 on Wackenfuss. On the way, he swings as a fly ball deep center field. Going back is Upshaw, and this one is off the wall. Wackenfuss going for 2. Rounding second and holding on with a long double off the wall in deep left center. Thompson with a single and a walk. One for 4 officially for Jason. Wackenfuss trying to get a lead at second base. Willis, the left-hander, sets down the mound, pitches. Jason swings as they drive to right field. It'll be a base hit. Maybe get up the alley. Here comes Wackenfuss rounding third. He's scoring. The Tigers take the lead. It's a double by Thompson. 4-3 Detroit in the 13th inning. Back-to-back doubles have sent the Tigers into the lead again. Rodriguez with 1 hit in 5 turns at bat. Mike Willis sets and pitches, and Aurelio takes the curve. It stays outside. And the pitch, he looks at a strike, a curveball above the knees. It is a bounding ball down the third base side. Picked up by Cerrone. The throw by the catcher of the first baseman Mayberry in time. And Thompson takes third. That'll bring up Stanley with a man at third now, and 2 down. The Tigers lead by 1 in the 13th inning, 4-3. Mickey's had a home run and also picked up a walk. Outside fastball from the left-hander Willis. Stanley takes strike on the outside corner. 1-1 the count on him. Way outside. That one almost got by Cerrone. 2-1 the count on Stanley. Committed by McKay, the Toronto second baseman. Here's the pitch. Stanley takes a ball low. 3-1 now. The Kings and doesn't get it. Full count on him. The pitch on the way. He struck him out. The Tigers get a run to take the lead. 1 run on a couple of doubles. No errors and 1 man left on base. We move to the last half of the 13th in Toronto. The Tigers 4, the Blue Jays. Roy Howell leading off now for Toronto. The Tigers ahead of him 4-3 in the 13th. Left-hand batter hits a bounding ball right back to Hiller. He gloves it, throws Thompson, got him. A hard smash gloved by Hiller at the mound and flipped over to Thompson. 1 pitch and 1 out. Rico Carty stepping up now to face John Hiller. Ahead by a run, 4-3, 13th inning. Hiller's curve is outside, ball 1. Now, strike on the outside corner. That was a fastball. He takes a strike outside corner. He's protesting to umpire Clark about that one. He swings and misses. Struck him out. He's steaming as he walks back to the dugout. John Mayberry will be the batter now with 2 down in the 13th inning. Hey, the batter, 2 down in the 13th. The Tigers ahead of Toronto 4-3. He takes the fastball high, ball 1. Won't get there. It hits right past the dugout. Up against the photographer stand. We've got Rodriguez again over at what would be the shortstop position, with Trammell playing behind second base and out in straightaway center field. Whitaker is back in right field. He's backing up even more now. He's about 8 yards behind what would be the end of the skin of the infield. 1-1, the count on Mayberry. He takes a high curve. 2-1 on John now. A half cut, it's ruled a ball. 3-1, the count on Mayberry. Pitches. It's a fastball swung on and hit high in the air down the right field line. Whitaker coming back, Stanley behind him. And Stanley makes the catch, and the Tigers stop their losing streak at 7 as the Blue Jays go out 1-2-3 against Hiller in the 13th inning. Nothing across, and the final score in 13, the Tigers 4, the Blue Jays 3.